From the campus of Upper Cape Tech, Duran Park, this is a Cape League matchup between the Cotuit Kettleers and the Bourne Braves, two Western Division foes fighting in the standings as we've eclipsed the halfway point of this season. Every win, all that much bigger. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. We'll be joined by the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore, throughout this game. Cotuit coming into this game 8-12-2. Bourne sitting at 9-11-1. Yesterday, Connor, Cotuit had the game all but settled, and then a couple of interesting things happened towards the end of that one.
You can say that again. Cotuit had a 6-3 lead going into the top of the seventh, and unfortunately, one of the new arms for the Kettleers, Chase Carson, got lit up for 4 runs, and Cats didn't score in the bottom half of the seventh. Then in the top half of the eighth, the Falmouth Commodores were allowed to go out and hit. But we hit the middle half of the inning, and all the umpires left the playing field and called that game, and they said it was due to darkness, but that won't convince me.
Well, I'll tell you what, it was just an interesting ending to that one. No other way to cut it. And, I mean, that game's important. Falmouth now sitting at second in the Western Division. Cotuit dropping to fifth. But those teams are just separated by mere points. Falmouth currently with 24 points. Cotuit right behind, sitting at 18. So, I mean, in the season where wins are worth 2 points and ties are worth 1, you're just trying to get anything out of a game.
And you really are, especially against a Bourne team you've split the season series with. We had a couple of really interesting games. The first one was walked off by Bourne right here at Duran Park almost a month ago at this point, on the 22nd of June. That was a fun game while it lasted. Really, I think that game yielded one of the most interesting pitching lines we've ever seen. Joey Volchko went 4 innings. He allowed 1 hit, 2 runs, struck out 7, and get this, walked 7.
Yeah, it was an interesting start for Volchko, who only gave up 2 earned runs in his 4 innings. It was a start that got the job done. Cotuit and Bourne back and forth in that game. It was tied 3-3 after 5 innings, and then it went back and forth towards the end. Bourne scoring 1 in the 6th. Cotuit answered in the top of the 8th, and Bourne ultimately walking away with a win after Braden Holcomb with an RBI single in the home half of the 9th brought in John LeGrande. 2 faces that will be in Bourne's lineup. So as we shift the focus from the has-been to the what is, today's game, a big one for the Kettleers, taking on a Bourne team that they're looking to take over in the standings. And the Kettleers will be turning towards a bit of an interesting pitching rotation today. Max Hogg gets the starting nod for the Kets.
Well, it was initially supposed to be Lucas Perko, but he's a little banged up, so doesn't take his spot in the rotation. Max Hogg getting his first start as a Kettleer. It's only been relief work, and to put it in simple terms, it's mostly been mop-up stuff for him. Roughly 5 innings on the season. He's got an ERA north of 10, so he's been hit around a little bit, but he's coming off of his best season of college baseball at George Washington, where he had some long relief action, so he's had some experience going 2, 3, 4 innings, so you're hoping you can milk at least 3 decent ones out of him here against a Bourne lineup that's been pretty up and down this season.
Hogg, 6'4", 205, just wrapped up his year at George Washington. Like you said, he's had 5 appearances this season, and he's pitched 5 2/3, so he's averaging just around an inning per outing. If you're Lauren Hibbs and his staff, you're not looking for just 1 inning out of Max Hogg today. It's just too short of a season, and you don't have enough arms to be throwing 9 pitchers in 9 innings. So you're looking for guys to really step up out of the bullpen today and take a large chunk of innings. And Hogg seems like he's got the stuff to do it. His last outing, he was able to rack up those strikeouts.
And he has a good slider that he's able to use pretty well to get those strikeouts. 8 Ks in 5 2/3 innings this summer for him, and has that biting slider from the right-hander that really seems to be his weapon. But it's always a question of, can he control it? and he played off his fastball well, and I think that decides whether he's going to have a good outing or not. So if he can control his stuff and keep his command in the zone and keep hitters honest, he'll have himself a solid outing and will give his offense a chance to win. And it's not hard with how well the offense has been playing.
Yeah, the offense has been playing great for Cotuit. How will they step up to the plate today?
Again, no Jaron Advincula today for the second straight game. Dean West is going to lead off instead for the second straight day. Then it's Caden Bogenpole DHing, batting second. Ryan Farber playing short, batting third. Jack Natilli catching, hitting cleanup. He's a Cape League All-Star, as is Farber and Advincula. Nolan Stevens batting fifth and playing right field. Luke Matthews batting sixth, playing second. Camden Johnson batting seventh, playing third. Then it's Andrew Wiggins playing left and batting eighth. Case Sanderson playing first base and batting in the 9-hole for the Kets.
And defensively for Bourne, how will they look today?
Gavin Kelly's out there in left field. John Legrande out there in center. Kahio Aloy out in right. Cade Lewis at third. Ryan Cooney at short. Camden Kojal at second. Braden Holcomb, the hero of the first game between these two, at first. And Campbell Smithwick catching.
We'll take a quick break as the national anthem is coming up here at Durham Park. And when we return, we'll get you first pitch and more coming up on the Kettleers Digital Network.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4C's Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4C's Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
The Kettleers Interns in the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery. Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Top of the Order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the show. Cotuit traveling to Bourne for the second time this summer for Game 23 here at Duran Park. Cotuit playing their 23rd, Bourne playing their 22nd. The Bourne Braves coming into this one 9-11-1 around the middle of the season here on Cape. Cotuit 8-12-2, coming off of a controversial loss against the Falmouth Commodores 7-6 and 7.5 innings last night. Bourne coming into this one, again, 9-11-1 in their third game against Cotuit this summer. First pitch underway soon to be thrown by Matt Shorey, the left-hander. Pitched in 13 2/3 innings back in spring. This summer, a 1.15 ERA in 5 games, a pair of starts. This is his third in 15 2/3 innings pitched. He's been really solid on the hill so far for the Bravos. Looking to plays third base. Ryan Coney plays third base. Ryan Coney's at short. Camden Kojal's at second. Braden Holcomb playing first. And Campbell Smithwick is doing the catching for the Bourne Braves against the Cotuit Kettleers. Last night, Bourne lost 5-4 against Wareham. They're down to 9-11-1. Wareham actually moved Cotuit back to the bottom spot in the West Division. It's all knotted up down there. Cotuit 8-12-2. Wareham 9-13 in the 4th spot. Bourne 9-11-1. It's really a logjam down there as all those teams are jostling for postseason position. As we get closer and closer, we're still 18 games away from the final game of the season, but it seems like it's rapidly approaching. In steps Dean West to lead things off for the Kettleers. It's him, then Caden Bogenpole and Ryan Farber, lefty-lefty. And then Farber, the switch hitter, will be batting right-handed against Matt Shorey, the left-handed pitcher. But I'm going to hand the reins back to my friend Chris Albright here. He's back.
First pitch nearly underway. Here it comes. It's a strike bottom part of the zone. First pitch at 6:03 local time. The pitch, nearly same spot, just a bit low and away. The batter, Dean West, been seeing leadoff duties when Jaron Advincula's not in the lineup, as he is today. The 1-1, low and outside. West on the season has been solid for the Kettleers. Still hitting above 300. That pitch is high and inside. Count is 3-1 on Dean West. West has a leadoff man. When he gets on, he's able to cause some chaos on the base paths. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Called strike on the inside part of the zone. West thought it was ball 4. Nearly left the batter's box. The 3-2 hit on a line up the middle and into center field. On a full count, Dean West rips a single back up the middle. The lefty continues to add on in the hitting department. And up will step Caden Bogenpole. Bogenpole, the 6'6" Missouri State product. Compared him to a sycamore tree yesterday, Connor.
And he looks like one. Tall in the box. Almost runs like a gazelle out there in center field. Doesn't have to today, though. Designated hitting. But, man, we saw him hit a few tanks in batting practice. I think he might be ready to bust out of the slump.
The first pitch to the lefty Bogenpole. He takes a strike. Bottom part of the zone on a bit of an off-speed pitch. Matt Shorey up on the mound. A lefty, checking his pitch comm device on his front right wrist. Now he's set at the stomach. The pitch, just a bit outside on that fastball. Count evens at 1 apiece. Bogenpole on the season, he's hitting .222, 6 hits in just under 10 games. This will be his 10th appearance for the Kettleers. Shorey with a long pause out on the mound fires a pickoff attempt over to first as the pitch clock was at 2 seconds. West back safely standing. Mentioned that West liked to steal at UCLA. We haven't seen it this season for Cotuit as much as he was stealing with the Bruins. Here's the pitch. It's low in the zone. West on the summer. He's 2 for 4 on stolen bases. The Kettleers get caught stealing more than any other team in the Cape League. But there are some wheels on the roster. The 2-1. Inside at the hands of Bogenpol. Count now 3-1 on the tall lefty. He takes a step out of the box, now redigs. His left cleat digging into the chalk line in the back of the batter's box, getting roughed up already. Pickoff attempt back to first. Bogenpol with 1 extra base hit. It was a home run. That was in his first game as a Kettleer. Dean West takes a stumble, pickoff attempt back to first, and now Dean West is hung up. The throw goes to the first baseman, Holcomb, and he tags out Dean West halfway between first and second base after West was caught in no man's land on that pickoff move by Shorey on the mound. And that's what's been happening to the Kettleers this season. A bunch of antsy legs over at first base that like to steal and do want to, just kind of getting hung up.
I think sometimes we see them get a little over-aggressive on the base paths, and that leads to moments like that where a runner like Dean West might get a little too big of a lead, and then you kind of get caught in that no man's land, like you said, where you're not really close enough to dive back, so you have to commit to going to second, and you end up in a pickle almost every time.
Meeting on the mound between a member of the Bourne Braves training staff and the pitcher, Matthew Shorey. The catcher, Campbell Smithwick, is out there as well. Shorey appears to be okay, but will take some precautionary warm-up pitches under the guise of his training staff and coaching staff. It looked like Shorey took a hard step off the mound to go help with the rundown attempt of West. And as he's throwing up the warm-up pitches, he's giving the okay sign so everyone will return back to the dugout or their spots in the infield. Though it's not technically a stolen base attempt from Dean West, it will classify as a caught stealing. Cotuit now 31 for 46 on the season in stolen bases. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Bogenpol, who rips a drive out to left field, giving chase as the left fielder, Gavin Kelly, and he'll make the catch backtracking towards the wall. A high flyout opposite field for Bogenpol, nearly about 350 where he hit it in left center field.
Yeah, he smashed that one backside, and for a second it looked like it was going to carry, but Kelly had it measured, backpedaling, and made that catch not far from the wall.
Ryan Farber up. He's hitting from the 3 spot today. Cotuit with a hit already in the top of the first. Still no score at Doran Park. The first pitch to Farber is a belt-high strike. Shorey has been working a good fastball. The lefty on the mound just wrapped up his true freshman season at Vanderbilt. His first appearance for the Commodores was opening day. The 0-1 swing and a miss on a pitch low in the zone. That opening day appearance was against Grand Canyon in the MLB Desert Invitational on the campus of Grand Canyon University. Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs. Outside, Farber didn't bite. Shorey able to work around 15 appearances for the Commodores. None of them starts. He's getting the starting nod today. This will be his 3rd start of the summer. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Same pitch low in the zone. Matthew Shorey works a 1-2-3 top of the first. Still no score in this one. We'll head to the home half of the first on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast, so you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bottom of the first at Doran Park, home to the Bourne Braves, who will step up to bat for the first time here today. Connor Shue, how will the Bravos step up to the plate?
Riker Waite, Braden Holcomb, and Camden Kozel are the first three in this one, DHing playing first and playing second. Then it's Kahio Aloy, Cade Lewis, and Gavin Kelly, 4 through 6. Campbell Smithwick, Ryan Cooney, and John LeGrand come up 7 through 9. And then behind the starting pitcher, Max Hogg, Cotuit plays defense left to right in the outfield like this. Andrew Wiggins playing left. Then it's Dean West and Nolan Stevens. Left to right on the diamond, it's Camden Johnson, Ryan Farber, Luke Matthews, and Case Sanderson, with Cape League All-Star Jack Natilli doing the catching.
Cape League All-Star teams were released today. Plenty of faces for both the Kettleers and the Braves, which we'll tell about throughout this game. Getting close to All-Star festivities as well in both MLB and Cape League. Plenty of faces getting recognized for their work. Max Hogg on the mound for the Kettleers, his first start this season. He's made 5 appearances, all in relief. The 6'4", 205 righty, sporting a blue short-sleeve turtleneck shirt under his maroon jersey, his signature look. He's ready, glove at the chest. His first pitch is upstairs to Riker Waite. Waite, also a Vanderbilt Commodore, much like his starting pitcher. 5'10", 176, the switch hitter's hitting lefty. The 1-0. Upstairs and outside. 2-0. Waite on the season, hitting .290. Has 18 hits. Of those, 5 are extra base hits. The 2-0. A strike at the knees. Hogg not lighting up the radar gun, but he's got great movement on his pitches. His slider, one of his best. He has his sign, the 2-1. Fastball swung on and skied towards left field, giving chase as Wiggins ranging to his right and makes the catch up above his head. Waite retired easily on that pop fly out to left field. Braden Holcomb will be the batter. A bit of a different presence in the batter's box. He's 6'4", 253. The right-handed hitter playing his ball also at Vanderbilt. A couple of Commodores in the top of this lineup card turned in by the Bravos. Holcomb takes a deep breath, taps the red barrel of his bat with a black handle, gives a practice swing, and he's ready for Hogg's first pitch. Swung on and fouled over the screen and out of play. 0-0 the score in this one, bottom of the first. First pitch just about 12 minutes ago. It's a beautiful night here in Bourne, Massachusetts, just near the Bourne Bridge. Around 70 degrees. Slight breeze out to left center field. The 0-1. Breaking ball, a strike on the outside part of the zone. No clouds high in the sky. There's some dark gray low-hanging clouds way out in the outfield, not threatening anything. Holcomb ready in the batter's box. Defense for Cotuit playing deep. Here's the 0-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch low and away. Great placement on that slide piece from Max Hogg, his first strikeout of the evening.
And that's the pitch for him that he sees the most success with. Breaks out to the right-handed batters like Holcomb, and he just waved at that one. Couldn't get a piece.
The batter will be Camden Kojal. Lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty, righty, lefty. A lot of alternation in this lineup card for the Braves. Riker Waite, the leadoff man, a switch hitter. First pitch is swung on and grounded towards second base. Matthews gloves it, gobbles, and throws in time to retire Kojal. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Max Hogg for his first start of the summer. And before we head to the second inning, we'll take a quick hit from the third member of our team, Brooke Kilgore. Brooke.
Thanks, Chris. In just a week, the Cape Cod Baseball League's best will take the field for the annual All-Star Game at Whitey's Red Wilson Field, and 4 Cotuit Kettleers are on the West Division roster. Starting in the lineup, second baseman Jaron Avincula batting .360 in his second straight All-Star appearance. Third baseman Ryan Farber with 53 hits and 18 RBIs as a starter in all 23 games. And catcher Jack Natilli, who exploded last week with 5 home runs and 14 RBI. On the mound, left-handed pitcher Peyton Manka represents the bullpen, posting a 1.69 ERA across 16 innings. Guys, I'll be talking with all 4 Kettleers ahead of Saturday's game.
Thank you, Brooke. We'll take a quick break on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Top of the Order is brought to you by Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialists for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Away half of the second inning here in this matchup between the Bourne Braves and Kettleers. Still no score in this one. 0-0. The Kettleers did get ahead in the first. Bourne still hitless. It will be Jack Natilli, Nolan Stevens, and Luke Matthews. First pitch to Natilli, a strike. Top corner of the strike zone. Natilli has been on a tear coming into this game. 5 home runs in the last week or so. The 0-1, he takes a strike outside part of the zone. With his offensive resurgence, Natilli creeping closer to hitting .300. He's at .295 coming into this game. He's slugging .607 on the season. The 0-2, swing and a miss on some high heat. Matthew Shorey, back-to-back strikeouts, stretching into the first inning.
And in this stretch, we haven't seen him strike out nearly as much as he did earlier on in the season. It's been a lot of hard flyouts whenever he's actually gotten out, because it seems like he's been putting the ball in play seemingly every single time.
Nolan Stevens now up for the Kettleers. The lefty ready. The first pitch from the lefty Shorey. Low and away on the breaking ball. Infield for the Bravos playing shaded to their lefts. The second baseman Camden Kojal playing about where a shortstop would, but mirrored across the infield. The 1-0 is finding the strike zone. 1-1. Still 0-0. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on, chopped off home plate. It's foul. I stand corrected. Home plate umpire Will Bowers signaled out. I believe that's a dead ball when it hits off home plate.
I think Stevens should be still in the box after that pitch, and looks like he's going to stay there.
So after some momentary confusion, The right call is made. It was a foul ball off the bat of Nolan Stevens. So he'll remain in the box. The count will be a ball and 2 strikes here with 1 out, top of the second. Still 0-0 the score. Matthew Shorey on the mound, working from the third base side of the slab. Has his sign, brown glove at his chest, the kick and the pitch. Swing and a miss. 1, 2, 3 strikeouts in a row from Matthew Shorey, all of them swinging. He's now up to 17 strikeouts on the summer. And he's currently through 17 and a third innings of work. Matthew's up to bat. Exchanges some pleasantries with the catcher Campbell Smithwick. The first pitch, Matthews chops it foul down the third base line. Matthews has been in and out of the lineup card since joining the Kettleers. This is his 7th game in a Cotuit uniform. He's hitting .304 with his limited plate appearances. The 0-1 upstairs at the Cotuit lettering across his uniform. Cotuit in their road maroon uniforms. White pants with thin maroon pinstripes all around. The 1-1 pitch. Outside. Black numerals and lettering across the chest, surrounded with white trim. The Braves in their home whites. Red trim, red numerals. The 2-1 swung on and popped up high just outside of the infield dirt. Kojal battling the sun and makes the catch. Sunglasses gleaming. It's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Matthew Shorey. He's retired the first 6 he has seen. Still no score in this one. We'll take a break. Home half of the second coming up on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
A beautiful night just off the campus of Upper Cape Tech, home of the Rams, nestled high on a hill overlooking Bourne, Massachusetts. Not a cloud in the blue sky. Slight breeze keeping things cool. Shadows from the tall press box behind home plate beginning to creep across the batter's boxes and home plate. It will be 4, 5, and 6 due up in this 0-0 ball game as we're in the bottom of the second. It will be Kahio Aloy, Cade Lewis, and Gavin Kelly. Kahio Aloy coming from a baseball family. The Arkansas Razorback ready in the right-handed batter's box. First pitch is swung on and fouled over the screen over the first base dugout. Max Hogg worked a 1-2-3 inning. Back in inning number 1, needing only 8 pitches to retire the Bravos. The reliever giving the starting nod today. He has his sign, glove set at his belt. He brings it to his chest, kicks and deals. The 0-1 is upstairs. Count will even. Outfield, a couple of steps to their right for the Kettleers. Dean West, sunglasses gleaming. He's about 5 feet off his line. The 1-1, check swing. Did Aloy go around? No, he didn't. It was a pitch low and away. 2 balls and a strike. In the 2 games earlier against Cotuit, Kahio Aloy only saw one plate appearance. It was as a pinch hitter. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss at some high heat. Count even at 2 apiece. That was in the second game of the season series. He singled in his only plate appearance. Having a good summer. He is hitting .344 in now 40 plate appearances. The 2-2 with no outs. Low and away again. A good spear by the catcher Natilli.
And Aloy has played himself into all-star consideration here on Cape. One of 7 Braves to make the game.
Braves with the most representatives out of a Western Division team. Payoff pitch. Up and in on Aloy. He works a walk. The first base runner allowed by Max Hogg comes via a base on balls in the second inning. Cotuit and Bourne still knotted up. 0-0 the score in this one. Aloy is on first, the batter Cade Lewis. The left-handed hitter sporting a short-sleeve hoodie underneath his white jersey, the blue hood poking out and draped over his back, covering the top of the 23 on the back of his uniform. The first pitch to him, low in the zone. Lewis, 6'3", 220. Just wrapped up his season at Wake Forest. He leads Bourne this season in hits with 22. Second on the team in plate appearances with 85. Pickoff attempt back to first. No tag applied by Sanderson, and Aloy's back with a head-first slide. Lewis leads the Braves in doubles as well. Can leg out an extra base hit or two. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him with no outs. Ripped up the middle and into center field. Aloy will stop at second. Throw will go to Farber at shortstop, keeping him there. Cade Lewis singles. That's the first hit allowed by Max Hogg. Runners will be on first and second. The batter will be the 6-hole man, Gavin Kelly.
And Hogg just dropped one over the plate that time. Lewis isn't really going to miss that. Good eye at the plate. And another one of those all-stars for Bourne.
Plenty of all-star talent announced as the right-handed hitting Gavin Kelly digs in. Like we mentioned, Bourne with 7 all-stars. Kelly shows bunt, pulls it back. It's a strike. Cotuit has 4 all-stars. We'll tell you about those as Cotuit comes up to bat. Aloy on second, Lewis on first. 0-0 the score in this ball game. Bottom of the second. The 0-1 pitch showing bunt fouled it back to the screen. Count is 0-2 on Gavin Kelly. For the Braves, the 7 players making the All-Star game. Infielders Cade Lewis and Riker Waite. Outfielders Logan Hughes and John LaGrande. Kahio Aloy made it as a utility man. The pitch, swung in and fouled over the screen. 2 arms for the Bravos also made the All-Star game. Will Whelan and Jonathan Stevens. Whelan, a reliever. Cotuit has seen him this season. Ryan Farber at shortstop. Playing back heels nearly in the grass. Here's the 0-2 pitch with no outs, 2 on. Low in the zone. And Kelly didn't bite on that pitch low and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. No one out. Wind now blowing in from center field. Kelly looking to break this scoring game open. The pitch swung on and fouled away. Up and over the screen. First real bit of trouble Hogg has faced today. His first inning was blue skies and smooth seas. Waves beginning to get a little choppier now that there's presence on the base paths. Infield drawn in for Cotuit. The 1-2. Low in the zone. Hogg trying to use those breaking balls to get some swing and miss from Gavin Kelly, and he hasn't been biting. Second baseman Matthews creeping towards second base. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Outside again. Count now runs full. There's been some fireworks between these two teams early in this season. A walk-off winner at Durham Park just about a month ago. 3-2, runners go, swung on and popped up a mile high in foul ground near first base. Giving chase near the netting is Sanderson. And he made the catch. Kind of tucked behind the dugout. We didn't get a great view of it, but Sanderson making the catch. One away here with 2 on. Still, score is still 0-0.
And he was a foot from the netting, so that one was in danger of popping off, but kept the ball in his sight. Managed to make a very important catch because now you can get out of this inning with a ground ball.
Campbell Smithwick up, the catcher for the Braves. He takes a first pitch strike, a fastball, middle cut. Smithwick saw action in the Braves' second game against Cotuit. He went 2 for 3 with a walk. The lefty catcher ready. Hogg on the mound, glove to his chest. He checks Aloy at second, now fires a pitch. Swing and a miss from Smithwick. Tried to hold it back, but he went around on a pitch low and in the dirt. There's the breaking ball stuff from Max Hogg. When he gets it near the zone, it's too tantalizing of a pitch for hitters not to try and swing at. 0-2 with 1 out. Pitch is just a bit high. Scraped the top part of the strike zone. A ball and 2 strikes with 1 out. Cotuit and Braves still knotted up. 0-0 in the bottom of the second. Infield shaded to their lefts. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Max Hogg's second strikeout of the afternoon. That one a big one. 2 outs now on the board. 2 still on base for the Braves. But Max Hogg looking to buckle down and sit down 3 straight batters after surrendering 2 on base.
He's showing some real resolve in a tough spot with a couple of runners on. Now with 2 outs, seems like he's really settling in inning number 2.
The first pitch to Ryan Cooney is a strike. Cooney, 6 foot flat, 195, swinging a right-handed stick. The Portland, Oregon native, an Oregon Duck at college. The 0-1 pitch. He takes another strike. That one a middle cut fastball. Max Hogg doing a great job of mixing up his pitches. We've seen the breaking ball, and we've seen the fastball. Looking with what he'll go with here. 0-2 is the count with 2 outs. 2 on, 0-0 the score. And that pitch gets away from Natilli off the backstop and right to his hand. He popped up ready to make a throw, but no one was on base. So runners will advance station to station. A bit of a lucky break as the ball went straight back to Natilli off the brick backstop. Runners on second and third with 2 outs. That takes away the force at second and third base. 0-0 the score. Here's the pitch from Hogg. Swung on, fly ball towards right field. Stevens fighting the sun, trying to measure, and that ball slices foul. It was a deep fly out. Bit of an opposite field shot from Ryan Cooney. Cooney, 5 hits on the season. None have been extra base hits. Has driven in 4 runs. Looking to make it more here, scoring the Braves' first run of the ball game. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Swung on, soft chopper right towards the pitcher's mound. Natilli will glove it and fire to first base in time. Max Hogg able to work out of some trouble. Braves strand 2 in scoring position. The score is still 0-0. We'll head to the top of the third on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Top of the third. Cotuit and Bourne still knotted up at 0-0. Quite the pitcher's duel between a couple of guys that were relievers in college. Max Hogg for Cotuit and Matthew Shorey for Bourne. Shorey has gone a pair of 1-2-3 innings worked. He's already struck out 3 Cotuit batters. It will be 7, 8, and 9 due up. Johnson's the batter. First pitch cut on and missed. Johnson, against Bourne this season, has gone 3 for 7 with a pair of RBIs. He's been walked twice against Braves pitching. The 0-1. Low and outside. Johnson takes, count even at 1 apiece. Shorey on the mound came into this game with a 1.15 ERA and 5 appearances for the Braves. One of the better arms. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Bit low in the zone. Cotuit, nothing. Bourne, nothing. Both teams with a hit apiece in the top of the third. 1-2, the pitch. Swung on chopper left side, charging in the shortstop Cooney. Throws across his body, not in time. Johnson legs out an infield single. His speed is something special.
He's a burner down the line. I think anything that he bounces, even medium speed towards the shortstop, it feels like he's going to beat every single one of those out. And he had that one by almost a full second.
Andrew Wiggins will be the batter. The lefty who is able to work a walk. Has an interesting stat line against the Braves this season. Here's the first pitch from Shorey. Wiggins takes, it's a strike. Fastball inside part of the zone. Wiggins is 0 for 5 against the Braves on the summer. But he's worked 5 walks, including a 4-walk performance in Game 1 of this season series. Pickoff attempt to first is not in time. Middle infield, playing medium depth, double play depth for the Braves. The 0-1. Wiggins shows bunt, pulls it back. It's outside. Wiggins on the season has worked 15 walks. That's a Cotuit team high. 2 others tied at 10, Case Sanderson and Nolan Stevens. Shorey, set at the belt, checks Johnson at first, the 1-1. Wave and a miss from Wiggins. Count now 1-2. With no one out, score still tied at 0. Shorey has his sign, a breath of confidence. Here's the kick and the pitch from the lefty after a bit of a lengthy pause. And instead he'll fire a pickoff. Shorey taking a long glance whenever a runner reaches first. Dean West, the only other base runner for Cotuit, had multiple pickoff attempts thrown his way. Here's the 1-2. Wiggins takes just a bit outside. West was caught in a pickoff attempt in that first inning. So the move has been successful for the lefty Shorey. 2-2 with no outs. Another pause. Here's the pitch. Wiggins takes outside. Count now runs full. 3-2 the count on Andrew Wiggins. Outfield straightaway for the lefty. Pickoff attempt again back to first. Johnson is 8 for 11 on stolen bases this season. Trying to eclipse Avincula for the leader on the team in that mark. Shorey has his sign, another pickoff attempt to first. Johnson doesn't have that much of a lead. About 2.5 strides off first base. Every pickoff attempt, he's been back safe standing. Here's the payoff pitch. Swung on, grounder right side, and it escapes into the outfield. Johnson with a head of steam around second. The throw will go to second. Johnson is safe at third with a slide. Wiggins stays put at first. Runners on the corners, no one out here in the top of the third.
Just good base running for Cam Johnson. Sees that one spill into the outfield, takes a big turn around second, and he made it into third easily. And now Cotuit has a really favorable situation. Runners on the corners with no outs, and now you have Case Sanderson, a guy who has shown the ability to drive runners in at the plate.
Sanderson leads Cotuit in sacrifice flies with 3. And has accounted for half of his 6 RBIs on the season. The lefty with a crouch in his stance. All natural wooden bat up above his head. The pitch to him, Sanderson takes a breaking ball, caught the inside part of the zone. Johnson on third base, Wiggins at first, no one out, top of the third. Score still 0-0, but the Kettleers are threatening. Shorey checks Wiggins at first and will fire a pickoff attempt there. Have to be a little careful now with Johnson on third. He's quick and he's a smart base runner. He'll make you pay if you give him too much time and space. Middle infield playing shallow again. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Sanderson. Swung on, ground ball left side, through into right field. Scoring is Camden Johnson. Wiggins heads for third. He'll be safe there. It's an RBI single for Case Sanderson.
Did the same thing Wiggins did, shot it through the right side, and the first baseman Holcomb couldn't make the play either time, so Cotuit gets on the board first. Max Hogg has some insurance to pitch with in the bottom half.
3 straight singles from Cotuit batsmen. A single from Johnson, Wiggins, and Sanderson. And Cotuit has runners on the corners again. The batter is the leadoff man, Dean West, who singled in his first plate appearance. Cotuit up 1-0. Top of the third here at Doran Park. Here's the pitch, showing bunt. Wiggins lays it right in front of home plate. The catcher grabs it and will try to tag out Wiggins, but with a head-first slide, he's safe. A squeeze play at home base. And Wiggins safe on the great bunt from Dean West.
Placed it just far enough in front of home plate to where Wiggins could really make a break for it. Got a nice slide to sweep under the attempted tag of Campbell Smithwick, which is good base running and great situational baseball played by these Kettleers.
Cotuit 2, Bourne 0. Runners at first and second. Batter is Caden Bogenpole. He'll take a first pitch strike at the knees. Cotuit now 2 runs on 4 hits. Bourne no runs on 1 hit. Ket's bets have started to pepper Matthew Shorey on the mound. He checks Sanderson at second. The pitch? Upstairs, chin level on Bogenpole. Bogenpole flew out to left field his first time up. A deep flyout opposite field for the left-handed hitting 6'6" Missouri State product. The pitch, low and away. Count now 2-1. Still no one out in the top of the third. Everyone who has stepped up to the plate for the Kettleers this inning has reached base safely. Shorey set at the stomach. Checks Sanderson at second. Here's the pitch. Bogenpole takes again, that one low and at the shins. Home plate umpire Will Bowers motioning Ryan Farber, who's on deck, to take a step closer to Cotuit's first base dugout. Bogenpole up in this count, 3-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on chopper up the middle. Hard shot past the glove of Kojal. Getting the wave around third is Sanderson. He'll be safe. West stops at second. The floodgates are open for the Kettleers. They're up 3-0 over the Braves.
And if there's anyone who needed a hit for Cotuit, it was Caden Bogenpole. One of his last 18 coming into that at-bat. Just punches one up the middle, keeps it simple, isn't trying to do too much, and it's just a good swing, keeps the line moving.
5 hits in the inning now for the Kettleers. All have been singles. First pitch, Farber shows bunt, pulls it back. 4 hits on the inning. Dean West classified as a sacrifice bunt. Cotuit up 3-0 over the Braves. Still no one out, top of the third. West is on second, Bogenpole's on first. Farber the batter. Count is a ball and no strikes to him. The pitch, upstairs. Above the letters on his jersey. Counts 2-0. Shorey on the mound was working quick his first 2 innings. 13 in the first, 11 pitches in the second. That pitch a strike to Farber, bottom part of the zone, count now 2-1. Coming into this game, Shorey had only allowed 3 runs, only 2 of those earned in his 15 2/3 innings pitched. He's been tagged for 3 already. Here's the 2-1. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Count will even at 2-2. Infield continuing to play at double play depth. The opportunity has been there. Just a lot of well-struck baseballs this inning for Cotuit. West goes, and now he's caught in between second and third base. West will start towards third, and now he's caught in a pickle and will be tagged out by Cade Lewis. For the second time today, Dean West has been caught in no man's land. In the first, he was caught dancing off first base. Now here in the third, he was caught dancing off second base. Tried to time up the pitch from Shorey, but Shorey takes his time up on the mound, will fire right when the pitch clock is hitting 1 or 2 seconds. Able to turn and fire out Dean West on the pickle. 2-2, here's the pitch. Farber swings and fouls it down the right field line. Just the first out in the top of the third. Cotuit still up 3-0. Bogenpole remains at first base. He has a 2-stride lead off the first base bag. 2-2, the pitch. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. Farber stays alive. Farber coming into this game hitting .321. He's 0 for 1 today. Looking to bounce back here in his second plate appearance. 2-2, here's the pitch. Upstairs, Farber swings at it. It was up near his chin. Second strikeout today for Ryan Farber. That is the 4th of the day for Matthew Shorey. When he's been able to get those strikeouts, he's looked dominant. Just in between a couple of strikeouts, a slurry of base hits for the Kettleers. 2 outs now. The batter is Jack Natilli, who has been swinging a hot bat the month of July. The first pitch to him, he takes a strike. Natilli on the season, 5 home runs, 17 RBIs. Both of those are Cotuit team highs. He's come around to score 13 times. The 0-1 waved at and missed. Count now 0-2. Shorey on the hunt for strikeout number 5 and looking to cap this damage. Cotuit 3 runs in the top of the third. They hold on to a 3-0 lead. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Line drive up the middle, sinking into shallow center field. Another single this inning for Cotuit. This one off the bat of Jack Natilli. Bogenpole stops at second base, and the Kets have 2 aboard with 2 outs. The batter will be Nolan Stevens.
Who needs doubles? Who needs homers when you're just driving the ball up the middle? Fundamental hitting from the Kettleers, just flat swings to the baseball, line drive after line drive. Great hitting overall in this inning.
Stevens is 0 for 1 today. The lefty struck out in the second inning. Looking to get into the hitting department here in this one. The first pitch to Stevens. He takes a strike, bottom part of the strike zone, right over the plate. 2 away, top of the third. Cotuit up 3-0 over Bourne. Outfield straight away. Infield playing deep, the 0-1. Stevens takes low and away. Infield shaded to their lefts. The first baseman, Braden Holcomb, playing deep at first base, about 5 or so feet off the line. Here's the 1-1 pitch with 2 outs. Stevens takes a strike at the knees. Count now 1-2. Cotuit has plated at 3 runs this inning. Looking for more here. 2 on with 2 out. Shorey ready. Kicking the pitch. Stevens takes it slow. Big gap on the left side of the infield between the third baseman, Cade Lewis, and the shortstop, Ryan Cooney. Stevens rocking. Bat waving. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss on a pitch low in the zone. Matthew Shorey able to get out of some trouble, but not before the Kettleers score 3 runs. They've opened up a 3-0 lead. We'll take a break. Bottom of the third coming up on the Kettleers Digital Network.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Bottom of the third on the Kettleers Digital Network. Chris Albright joined alongside Connor Shue. Connor, second time we've been out here to Durham Park, and I will say this has been a very pleasant night and some good baseball at that.
It really has, and we had that close game that got walked off by Bourne last time, played deep into the night. I think we left the park around 10 o'clock. And, you know, despite Cotuit getting walked off, it was a pretty fun game overall. Kets possessed the lead for a majority of that one, but a couple of unfortunate events strung together, a throw that missed the first baseman and then a shot into right field from Braden Holcomb put a swift end to that one in the 10th.
That game ended at 9:53. In a perfect world, would be great for us to get out of here a little bit earlier today, but hey, baseball that takes a while. I mean, you're watching baseball, so you can't complain. Bottom of the third, it will be 9-1-2 up. The first pitch to the 9-hole hitter, John LeGrand, is up and away.
It's a good point. You can't come in here and expect a 2-hour game every single time.
Now you got to enjoy a good 3-hour marathon every now and then. Here's the 1-0. Just a bit outside. 2-0. Well, that game started at 6. It nearly ended at 10, so it was almost a 4-hour ordeal. Nail-biting till the end. The 2-0 pitch. Legrand takes a strike at his hands. Legrand batted leadoff in Game 2 of this season's series. That one played at Lowell Park. Cotuit won that one 6-4. Here's the 2-1. Legrand swings and pops it up, slicing towards the third base foul line. Johnson calling for it, straddles the line and makes the catch in the outfield grass. A foul out gets out number 1 of this third inning. The batter will be Riker Waite. Cotuit still up on the Braves, 3-0 after getting a 3 spot in the top of this frame. Riker Waite, the batter, led things off for the Bravos. He flew out to left field to start things. Hogg looking to retire him for the second time today. First pitch is a strike to Riker Waite. Hogg on the mound has looked confident throughout this game. He's only had a bit of trouble in the second inning. The 0-1 pitch, just a bit inside. In the second, he walked Aloy to start the inning, then gave up a single to Lewis, but then was able to sit down 3 straight batters, holding Bourne at ease. The 1-1 swung on, fouled off the foot of Waite. He'll take a breather outside the batter's box, kick some dirt around, take a breath, and then he'll dig back in. Hogg has his sign. Glove at the belt. He's working from the first base side of the rubber. The 1-2, chopped foul off the railing of the first base dugout for the Kettleers. Infield playing deep. They're shaded to their lefts for the left-handed hitting Waite. Ready for him to pull. Hogg has his sign, glove at his chest, the pitch. Upstairs. Count will even at 2-2. Shadows beginning to creep across the first base foul line. From the press box and then down the third base line, some shadows from Upper Cape Tech now creeping across the line. Plenty of sunshine everywhere else. The 2-2 swung on and fouled over the screen and out of play. Takes a knock off the light pole and bounces into a slew of Bourne fans behind their third base dugout. Looks like everyone's okay. Someone will go home with a souvenir. A great crowd on hand. Plenty of fans down the first base line and the third base line. Though on the first base side, they're perched up on a set of brick steps. The 2-2 ripped on a line right to the first baseman, Sanderson, who was playing deep. Caught that ball with his heels in the outfield grass. 2 up, 2 down. The batter will be Braden Holcomb. Max Hogg looking to go 1-2-3 for the second time today. He did that in the first inning. Needed only 8 pitches to get out of that first frame. 24 in the second inning. Right now he's sitting at 44. The tall right-handed hitting Braden Holcomb digs in, gives his bat a windmill, and now he's ready. The first pitch to him, he takes a middle cut strike. Count now 0-1. Holcomb struck out swinging in the first inning. The first of 2 strikeouts so far for Max Hogg. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball caught the bottom part of the zone for strike 2. Cotuit up 3-0 over the Braves here in the home half of the third. 2 outs. No one on base for the Bravos. Holcomb ready. Hogg ready on the mound. The kick and the pitch. Some chin music up and in. Buzz the tower on Holcomb. Holcomb will regather himself outside of the batter's box. Announced right before first pitch, his family's in attendance here. Made the trip up on Cape to watch him. Here's the 1-2 with 2 outs. Low and away. Holcomb didn't bite on the breaking ball. As a righty, Hogg's slider ends up in the left-handed batter's box when he gets a good spin rate on it. Really breaks out and away towards a right-handed hitter. Count even at 2-2 with 2 outs. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. A 1-2-3 inning from Max Hogg. Wraps it up with a strikeout swinging, his 3rd of the evening. We'll head to the top of the 4th here on the Kettleers Digital Network. Due up, Luke Matthews, Camden Johnson, and Andrew Wiggins.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings, they're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
When we see our patient, our philosophy is to not just take care of the isolated pathology or problem that they're here for. We look at the care of a patient as the whole patient, how they hold hands with a spouse or partner, how they engage with their children or grandchildren. These are important things in the equation of how we decide optimal treatment for patients, whether that's non-operative or operative intervention. Every patient gets treated as a family member or as a pro athlete in our mind. We provide concierge level of care. That's how we want it done for our own, and that's what we continue to do here in the greater Boston area.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of...
Top of the 4th, the Kettleers are up over the Braves 3-0. All 3 coming in the top of the 3rd frame. Due up for the Kets will be 6, 7, and 8. Luke Matthews, Camden Johnson, and Andrew Wiggins. And this bottom 3rd of the Cotuit lineup card is what really started things in that 3rd inning. Johnson, Wiggins, and Sanderson all came around to score, all reached base via a single. Matthews looking to get the train started here in the top of the 4th. Shorey remains on the bump for the Braves. First pitch swung on, line down the 3rd baseline and fair. It will trickle into left field. Matthews digging for second, helmet falling off. He's in there with a slide. A double to start things in the 4th inning. Luke Matthews turned and burned.
He's a lot of fun to watch. Just tries his best to turn an extra base every single time he's out there, and that one hugged the line down the left field line and saw a little bit of real estate. Made his move, and even with a deke by the shortstop, Cooney, he still chugged in there without slowing down at all.
Runner on second, no one out. Kets up by 3. The batter is Camden Johnson. Showing bunt, pulls it back. It's low, ball 1. Johnson 1 for 1 today. Mentioned he singled and came around to score. Johnson has been towing the .250 batting average all season. He's had spurts of hitting, looking to get back in that department. Showing bunt, chops it foul back behind home plate. Count evens at 1 apiece. There was a period where Johnson was the hottest bat in the Kettleers lineup card. Just a couple weeks ago, he then passed that baton off to Jack Natilli. But when Johnson was swinging a hot bat, he was getting an extra base hit, it seemed, every game. Lengthy pause on the mound from Shorey. The pitch, showing bunt again, pulled it back. That one a strike. Count now 1-2 on Johnson.
He had all 4 of his doubles in, maybe the first 12 games of the season, and there was a time where he was the only Ket with an extra base hit.
Oh, how we have not longed for those days. The 1-2 is swung on and missed. I was going to say, there was a time in the season where the Kettleers couldn't buy an extra base hit, and we were longing for the days we're in now, where it's extra base hits and home runs aplenty. 1 away, the batter's Andrew Wiggins. Kets 3, Bravos nothing. Here in the top of the 4th. The first pitch to Wiggins, fouled off the handle of his bat. Tried to pull it back, couldn't get it out of the way. 0-1 on Wiggins, who is 1 for 1 today. Came around to score. Shorey set at the belt. Checks Johnson, the kick and the pitch. Off speed inside. Count will even at 1 apiece. Kettleers now on the season have 12 home runs. They sit 6th in the Cape League. Here's the 1-1 with 1 out. Swung on and fouled back to the screen. At one point, the Kettleers were the only Cape League team without a home run. Rentaro Sasaki then hit one, and at that point, it became everyone gets a home run. 1-2. Wiggins takes outside. 2-2. Now on the Kettleers roster, 5 guys have a long ball. Wiggins, one of them, had a grand slam against Hyannis. Johnson caught up in between second and third. The throw goes to second and Johnson out. Shorey got him, almost started his delivery. Johnson took a secondary lead off second base, and then when Shorey pulled it back and looked towards second base, Johnson was caught in no man's land. Plenty of time for Shorey to fire back to second to get him out.
I think that's been the biggest issue for the Kets all season.
2-2 with 2 outs. Swung and popped up foul over the screen and out of play.
These guys just, I think, have been getting too big of leads off second consistently, and it's been team-wide. It's no one specific, but I feel like you see Kettleers get picked off at second base much more often than any other team.
2-2. Wiggins called out on strikes. A 1-2-3 inning worked by Matthew Shorey. Kets still up 3-0. We'll head to the bottom of the 4th here at Durham Park.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group. Protecting the possible.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. That's a no-brainer for every player.
Bottom of the 4th at Durham Park. Kettleers up over the Braves, 3-0. Floodgates were opened in the 3rd inning. Kets scored all 3 of their runs at that point, and Max Hogg, who is out on the mound for his 4th inning of work, has done a great job keeping the Braves at bay. He's only surrendered 1 hit. His only other blemish, a walk.
Only 2 base runners allowed in the game by Hogg. He's done a great job of keeping control of the zone. Hasn't gotten caught in long counts too much in this one so far, and he's worked a couple of 1-2-3 innings out of the 3 he's pitched.
Went 1-2-3 in the 1st and the 3rd inning. Looking to continue that great pitching here into the 4th inning. He'll be facing Camden Kojal first. The first offering is a strike. Kahio Aloy is on deck, Cade Lewis in the hole. Aloy and Lewis, the only 2 Bravos to reach base today. Kojal grounded out in the 1st inning. The pitch swung on and fouled back to the screen. Count now 0-2. Hogg has 3 strikeouts on the evening, 1 in each inning. he's been doing a good job getting the swing and the miss this season. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss right on cue. His 4th of the afternoon. And on the season, Hogg now up to 12 strikeouts.
I think if he keeps pitching like this, maybe you want to bring him out for 5. It's similar to a Buckler situation a couple of games ago against YD. He probably wasn't expected to go 5 innings, but he only allowed 1 run and pitched efficiently, so he went there.
First pitch to Kahio Aloy, low and away. Aloy wrapping up his year at the University of Arkansas, sporting a Razorback red batting helmet and gloves. Here's the 1-0 pitch to him. Called strike on the outside corner. Sun continuing to set, shadows creeping across the infield dirt now. Plenty of fans here at Durham Park. About 20 or so along the outfield fence, standing up against it. The 1-1. Called a strike. Breaking ball middle cut. 1-2 with 1 out. Cotuit up 3-0 over the Braves. Here in the bottom of the 4th. American flag whipping towards home plate out in center field. Hogg set at the belt, now his chest. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Max Hogg, 3 straight strikeouts. Up to 5 on the afternoon. All 5 have been swinging as well. He's been generating that swing and the miss, not just on his fastballs, but on his off speed and his breaking ball as well.
That slider especially. Bourne hasn't figured out how to square it up.
First pitch sails high and outside to Cade Lewis. Lewis in his first plate appearance, he singled up the middle. The only hit allowed so far by Max Hogg. The righty on the mound set. Here's the 1-0. Chopper towards second base. Matthews coming into his left, makes the glove and will make the throw in time to retire Lewis. 4-3 on the putout. It's a 1-2-3 inning worked by Max Hogg. He's dealing right now. Ket's up 3-0 over the Braves. We'll head to the top of the 5th here at Durham Park on the Kettleers Digital Network.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
Personal and business banking, residential mortgages, investment management, and trust services. Cape Cod 5, a community bank committed to serve.
Top of the 5th inning, Kettleers up 3-0 over the Braves, and there's a new pitcher out on the mound for Bourne. A lefty, Colin Fisher, gets the nod out of the bullpen. 6'3", 225, plays his college ball at the University of Arkansas, Woo Pig. This will be his 3rd appearance of the summer. He's started 1 game, appeared in relief his other appearance coming into this one. He's gone 6 1/3 innings so far, allowed 6 hits, 2 runs, both earned, 5 walks, 9 strikeouts. Looking to keep Cotuit scoreless, give his offense a chance to chip away at this 3-run Kettleer lead. Do it for the Kets this inning, 9-1-2, Sanderson, West, and Bogenpole, all of whom have a hit today. The first batter, Sanderson, ready. The first pitch, a fastball for a strike. Bourne going lefty-lefty out of the bullpen. Shorey, the left-handed starter. Now Fisher, the lefty reliever. Glove set at the belt, the kick and the pitch. Swung on and hit softly towards shallow left field, down for a base hit. Sanderson is now 2 for 2 today, a pair of singles to his name. Up will step the leadoff man, Dean West. Sanderson hasn't seen much in the average or the hitting section of his game this season, and that's no knock on him because he is a good batsman. Came into this game hitting 192, but now seeing a multi-hit game out of him can really put good barrel to bat. West, the lefty, ready. This is his 3rd plate appearance of the day. He's reached base in 2 appearances so far. He takes a first pitch strike at the black Cotuit lettering across his chest. Count 0-1 on West. He singled in the first, reached via a sacrifice bunt in the 3rd. That brought in a run. Here's the 0-1 pitch to him. West takes again a fastball strike down the chute. Kettleers up 3-0. Sanderson's on first base. Still no one out here in the top of the 5th. Fisher with a deep breath, glove set at his belt, kicks and pitches. The 0-2's low and away. Fisher now working from the stretch with a runner on. Did a big kick and delivery with no one on base. He shortened it up. Here's the 1-2. Swung on ground ball right side. Takes a hop to Kojal. He'll fire to second for 1. Relay to first, not in time. West legs it out. Salvages what could have been a double play. Turned by Bourne. Instead, there will be 1 on with 1 out. The batter, Caden Bogenpole. Bogenpole 1 for 2 today. Flew out in the first, singled in the 3rd. Drove in a run. Kets up by 3. Top of the 5th with 1 out. Fisher, a pickoff attempt to first. West didn't slide, nor was there a tag. Fisher with a bit of a slingshot arm slot, you could call it. About 70 degrees. Standing directly on the rubber, hucks a pickoff attempt that brought Braden Holcomb off the first base bag.
I think he tried to speed up West and in turn almost threw that ball away, so might want to rein it in a little more on your next throw to first.
First offering to Bogenpole. He takes a breaking ball strike. A lot of lefties in this Cotuit lineup. 6 of the batsmen today for Cotuit, true left-handed hitters. Farber a switch, Natilli and Matthews both true right-handed hitters. The pitch, inside on Bogenpole on a looping breaking ball. Count evens at 1 apiece. On the season, despite having a lot of lefties, Kettleers hitting a lot better against left-handed pitchers than right-handed pitchers. Hitting .276 against southpaws. That's 3rd best in the Cape League. Pickoff back to first. West back safely again. West has been picked off twice on the base paths today. Once when he was at first base, he was caught in between first and second, then ran down. Same thing happened when he was at second. The pitch is swung on and tipped into the mitt. Count now 1-2. West on first. Bogenpole up to bat. 1-2 with one out. Cotuit up 3-0 over Bourne. The pitch. Outside. Fisher comes across his body with his throwing motion. Anything over gripped will tend to run outside to these left-handed hitters for the Kettleers. Pickoff attempt back to first. I mean, the way West has been dancing off the base today, why not test him a little bit? And again, a pickoff attempt. At this point, Dean West's best bet might be to just stand on the base he's at. He's got about a 2-3 stride lead at first base now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Bogenpole takes, punched out on a strike low in the zone. First strikeout of the evening from Colin Fisher. 2 away in the top of the 5th. The batter, Ryan Farber, who is 0 for 2 today, a pair of strikeouts to his name. That strikeout from Fisher makes a total of 8 thrown today by Bourne pitching. Matthew Shorey, the starting pitcher for the Bravos, struck out 7. Did surrender 7 hits and 3 runs. First pitch swung on, one hopper right back to the mound. Fisher will take a couple steps to first, an underhand toss in time to retire Ryan Farber. On the 1-3 putout, Kettleers strand a runner. The Kets are still up 3-0 over the Braves. When we return, bottom of the 5th, taking things over on the play-by-play, Connor Shue.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
Halverson is the new arm out there for Cotuit. He's pitching against Gavin Kelly, Campbell Smithwick, and Ryan Cooney, 6 through 8 in the order. Halverson is the rising junior right-hander from Arizona State, has twirled a lot of baseball this summer, over 16 innings of relief for the Kettleers, an ERA under 2. And he's coming in here for probably some long relief work after the last time we saw him against Bourne. He was there to close the game and unfortunately just did not go the way of Halverson. He got 2 down, but he walked John LeGrand and then missed a pickoff attempt to first, which got him to second, and then Braden Holcomb promptly drove one into right field. Got down with enough time for LeGrand to come all the way home to score the winning run. And to come all the way home to score the winning run.
And outside of that game, Halverson has had a very solid summer. He's allowed 3 earned runs in 16 1/3 innings of work. He does tend to walk a lot of batters. He's up to 11 on the season, but he counters that out with 12 strikeouts.
And the walks are inflated by his last appearance where he issued 5 in an inning and 2/3. His first offer to Kelly is high, brushes him just off the plate. That fastball was just off the chin. It's a 1-0 count to Kelly. He's playing left field today, but has shown the ability to play second base and catcher. He's from West Virginia. The 1-0 offer from Halverson, another high fastball, 2-0. The lights have come on here at Doran Park. Sun's setting on the field, some shadows cast over the top of it. Here's the 2-0 offer from Halverson, clubbed straight back, foul, 2-1. Halverson, this is his 8th outing of relief for the Kettleers, one of the team leaders, as evidenced by those 16 1/3 innings pitched. Infield playing deep. Here's the pitch. Fastball down the pike, 2-2. Counts even for Halverson against Gavin Kelly. Kelly pinch hit in the first game between these two teams right here at Bourne Park. Went 0 for 1. He went 1 for 4 in game 2. Here's the 2-2. A looping curveball in there. Called strike 3 for Wyatt Halverson. 1 down.
Oklahoma State number 45, Campbell Smithwick.
Wyatt Halverson playing off that fastball well, tunneling it with the curveball that just dropped right in there. So 1 down for Campbell Smithwick stepping into the left-handed batter's box. The southpaw catcher is ready with a slight crouch in the box. Here comes the first pitch from Halverson, a fastball down Main Street. It's 0-1. Smithwick is 0 for 1 in this game. Max Hogg struck him out swinging. It's an 0-1 count with 1 down, no one on base. Looping breaking pitch was in there on the lower half for strike 2. 3-0 ball game. Cotuit is up over Bourne. Looking to take the lead in the season series 2-1 with a victory tonight. Here's the 0-2. Low and away. The catcher, Natili, had to shift to his left to get to it. Halverson retakes the slab. He's working on the middle of it. Kicks, pitches, swing and a miss on a diving curveball. Natili's up with it, fires to first in time to retire Smithwick. Back-to-back strikeouts to start Halverson's outing.
And that's now 7 strikeouts thrown on the day by Kettleers pitching. Trying to go strikeout for strikeout with this Braves pitching staff. It's been a lot of great pitching around the zone for both squads today.
8 strikeouts today from the Bourne side. And for the Kettleers, it's 6. Or actually 7 with that last one. Now Halverson works to the righty Ryan Cooney from Oregon. Here comes the pitch. Fastball lower half, and Halverson is pounding the zone. 10 pitches, 7 strikes for the stocky right-hander. Standing 6'3" tall, 225 pounds. Here's the 0-1. Looping curveball is in there on the inner corner. 0-2. 3-0 ball game. Cats are up here in the bottom of the 5th. Halverson pitching with a nice lead. Got handed the ball from Max Hogg, who spun 4 nice innings. Here's the 0-2. Hard liner towards short. Farber's up with it, firing to first in time. 1-2-3 frame for Wyatt Halverson. Keeps it a 3-0 ball game. Cats have the advantage going into the top of 6 here on Cape League TV.
Beacon Gardens is a proud sponsor of the Cats, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville, West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is your go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs. Go Cats!
Need an ice cream fix this summer? Stop by the Four Seas Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit Four Seas Ice Cream and taste the difference.
Colin Fisher takes the hill for the Bourne Braves for his second inning of work. They're down 3-0 at the hands of the Cotuit Kettleers here at Bourne Park. A beautiful evening setting in here in Bourne. Some very light clouds in the sky, but it's mostly shining blue down on this big field here at Bourne Park. 330 to the left field corner, 330 to right, 395 dead central. It's tough to get one over that fence, Chris.
It really is. And the Braves, who play all their home games at Durham Park, aren't aided by it. As a team, the Bravos only have 7 home runs this season. They're the only team in the Cape League with less than 10.
Coming to bat is a man with almost as many homers by himself. Jack Natilli with 5. The first offer to him is low in the dirt, ball 1. It's Natilli, Stevens, Matthews, 4 through 6, the meat of the order for the Kettleers in the top of the 6th here. Natilli gets his bearings, an uneven stance in the right-handed batter's box. The pitch is swung on and missed. Lower half, count evens 1-1. Fisher is ready on the mound. He's set with the glove at his chest. Steps, kicks, fires. Chopped straight towards him. Fisher gets his balance and fires to first on a line. 1 down.
It's been a lot of quick work today for both sides. Fisher, especially outside of surrendering a leadoff single, he's been solid, getting some soft contact throughout his outing.
Fisher spinning scoreless baseball through his inning and a third. Only allowed a single base runner to this point. 3-0 ball game. Kets do have the lead. They tagged the starter, Matt Shorey, with all that. First pitch to Nolan Stevens stayed high. Brushed him off the plate just a touch, the left-handed swinging right fielder. Stevens re-enters with a wide base. Fisher into his motion, slings it home, fouled straight back. Does not waste any time in his delivery. 17 pitches deep. He's gotten 4 outs. American flag waving off to its right out there in center field. A very slight breeze in that direction. Here's the kick in the 1-1. In there, strike 2. Nolan Stevens searching for his first hit today. He's scuffled a little bit. Pair of strikeouts. And he's at 21 on the season. He leads the Kettleers in that mark. Here comes the 1-2. Swung on and missed. Tried to get the bat all the way out to a breaking pitch that was in the other batter's box. 2 down.
There's been a lot of swing and miss today, and it's been in part to some great breaking balls and some great off-speed pitching.
Now it's Luke Matthews. He's 1 for 2 with a double. He really hustled for that one. Had to slide into second to beat the throw. Here's the pitch. Gets in there on the lower half. It's 0-1. Luke Matthews, the middle infielder from Kent State, hit .350 at school this year. Fisher winds and fires. Pitch was just low. Smithwick tried to frame that up in the zone, but could not fool the home plate umpire Will Bowers. Fisher takes a breath, steps, kicks, delivers, chopped left to the brick backstop. It's 1-2. Fisher this year at Arkansas pitched to a .462 ERA and a mix of starting and relief duty. 16 games played, 5 starts, 25 1/3 innings overall for the Southpaw. Here he comes with the 1-2. Chopped straight back, foul. Matthews staying alive. Fisher has a bit of a 3/4 arm slot delivery, just a touch higher than the starter Matt Shorey's sidearm delivery. Here comes the 1-2 again. Lined straight to the third baseman, Lewis, who played it on a hop up in the air. 1-2-3 for Colin Fisher, who gets out of it quick. And before we go to the bottom of the 6th, we'll go to the third member of our crew, Brooke Kilgore.
All right, guys, stick with me here a little bit. It's going to get a little punny. You've heard of hot dogs at the ballpark, but how about actual dogs? That's right. Tomorrow is Bark in the Park at Lowell Park, where man's best friend takes center stage. Since 2021, Cotuit has opened the gates to four-legged fans for an evening of tail wags, pup cups, and custom bandanas. It's positively one of the best days of the season, so bring your furry companion, meet some new ones, and stick around for a 5 p.m. first pitch against Hyannis. You might even see our team mascot, Ripley.
Thank you again, Brooke. We're very excited for Bark at the Park night tomorrow. I think we're positively excited, as she said.
I'm ready to raise the roof off that place.
Good one, Chris. We're going to take a quick break as we enter the bottom of the sixth here at Dorn Park. 3-0 Cats.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot in Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing, where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
Cats back out to pitch. Wyatt Halverson in his second inning of relief. Faces off against John LeGrand, Riker Waite, and Braden Holcomb. 9-1-2. First offer to the lefty, LeGrand. He shoots that high in the air. Intermediate depth on the fly ball. Into play it is the center fielder, Dean West, 1 down.
Center fielder to center fielder. Just a high pop-up. West able to wheel underneath it.
Didn't have to move far for it. Riker Waite, the leadoff man, steps into the left-handed batter's box. 1 of 2 Vanderbilt Commodores batting back-to-back in the order. First pitch strike from Halverson. Now that we're halfway through the season, we're really getting these team names ingrained in our minds. So when I think of Commodores, now it's kind of tied between Falmouth and Vandy. That pitch skips away towards the backstop. It's 1-1.
I mean, that's a good problem to have.
Well, we just saw Falmouth yesterday, too, so.
Pretty soon, we're going to be saying that Marcelo Zuna plays for Bourne.
Here comes the 1-1. Laced into right field, gets down in the gap. A base hit. Stevens comes in to play it. Nice cutoff, keeps Waite at first with a single.
Well, Stevens lost it off the bat. We saw him throw his forearm up to try to block the sunlight, and he's throwing up his arms at the side right now, saying, I didn't know where that was, telling some folks in the outfield that as well.
The sun is setting just behind the stadium and the press box. It's still high enough to cover the right side of the outfield, so Nolan Stevens will need his sunglasses out there. 2 down quickly, retired by Wyatt Halverson. Here's Braden Holcomb, the pitch. Down and in. I should say 1 down. Waite is on with a single. First pitch spit away, not far enough to advance Waite. Until he tosses back to his pitcher, Halverson. Halverson is having a much better summer than the pitching he had at school. Nearly an 8 ERA each season at Arizona State, but he has looked like a different arm with Cotuit. Fires to first. Waite was back in time. He has some wheels over there. Has shown the ability to steal. Scored a run in the first game between these teams. 1-0 count, 1 runner on. Waite goes. That's lifted high in the air off to the right side. Playable for the infielder, Matthews, who was under it. Makes the grab. Thought about tossing to first, but Waite made it back just in time. 2 down.
Well, whether it was a hit and run, Waite was ready to go. He's a perfect 9 for 9 on stolen bases this season.
3-0 ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. Stepping up to bat is Camden Kojal. A runner on first, 2 down. Kettleers still have the lead. Pitching has been impeccable today. Only 2 hits allowed. Halverson fires home. Fastball was high and away. Riker Wake got aboard with a single 2 batters ago. Then Braden Holcomb popped up to second. Before all that, John LeGrand flew out to center on the first pitch of the inning. Halverson threw back to first. Was not in time. He's in a 1-0 count with the left-handed swinging Kojal. Another Arkansas Razorback, just like the pitcher for the Braves, Colin Fisher. Here's the fire home. Lined past the second baseman, Matthews in the right side. Running to third is Waite, and he slides in there uncontested. Runners on the corners after a 2-out single from Camden Kojal.
Cotuit pitching was doing a great job of limiting the base runners. In fact, before Waite singled, the Braves didn't have a base runner for over 3 innings, and now the base runners coming in pairs will draw a meeting on the mound.
Pitching coach Tim O'Connor comes out along with the rest of the infield and catcher Jack Natilli to have a quick chat with Wyatt Halverson. Maybe some banter about what they had for lunch today, among other things. Sometimes that's a real thing you hear about, though. Sometimes pitching coaches will go out to the mound and just talk about something totally unrelated to baseball to get the pitcher's mind off of whatever is stressing them out there. And the pitcher will be confused initially, but they'll kind of realize the effect of it after they retire the next batter they see, which is typically how it's supposed to go. We'll see how it goes for Halverson, and who knows what Tim O'Connor said to him out there.
Well, it takes your mind off the game, gets you reset back to the basics.
Righty-righty matchup against Kahio Aloy. First pitch, breaker is low. He checked his swing, no go, says first base umpire Joe Caraco. Aloy is brothers with Vahiva Aloy, the Golden Spikes Award winner this year at Arkansas. They're both teammates. And he was on Cape last summer. Was an all-star, as is his brother this year. That pitch is low, skips away. Waite's coming home, and Natilli couldn't grasp it in time. Waite scores the first run of the game for the Braves.
It was just the speed from Waite that made that possible. Able to get to third on the single from Kojal, and then using his wheels to scamper home on a ball that didn't even make the track around the grass.
I think they'll call that a passed ball on Natilli. And they do. The pitch was low, but Natilli could not stop it. It is a 2-0 count to Aloy. Halverson, a long look at second, fires home, and that's popped off the catcher's mid, and Aloy screaming around third, stops in his tracks and gave a smile back to the catcher, Natilli. Kojal did, as he returned back to his base. So it's a 3-0 count to Aloy. For a second, it looked like it popped off the end of his bat, but no, it was just off of the mid of Natilli. Here's the 3-0. Bullseye. Three and one count after the strike thrown by Halverson. A runner on third is Camden Kojal. 3-1 ball game now. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Got him at the letters. Counts full. Halverson versus Aloy. Runner on third, 2 outs in the inning. It is the bottom of the 6th. Here comes the pitch. In there, called strike 3. Halverson gets out of trouble and keeps the game 3-1. Cotuit is up, entering the top of 7 here at Doran Park on Cape League TV.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Top of 7 here at Doran Park. 3-1 Kets have the advantage over the Bourne Braves. Here as it gets much later, some darkness crawling over the field here. Camden Johnson due up against Colin Fisher, who's entering his 3rd inning of relief for the Bravos. After Johnson, it's Wiggins and Sanderson, 7 through 9, bottom of the order. The first pitch draws away on a slider. 1-0 to Johnson. He singled and came around to score his first time up at the top of the 3rd. Then he struck out swinging in the 4th. Fisher steps, kicks, fires. Outside again, 2-0. The 3rd was the big inning for the Cats. They scored all 3 of their runs. They hit 5 singles in the frame. 8 Cats came up to bat. Fisher, the 2-0, lined right back up the middle. Off of the glove of the shortstop, Cooney, and into the outfield. Johnson's aboard.
It was a screamer off of the bat of Johnson. Quick off the bat, only took 1 hop before it got to Cooney. I mean, it was a hard hit ball. Hard to blame the man on a fine piece of hitting like that. So looks like on the scoreboard they rule it a hit. We'll wait for the official ruling from the Cape League.
It was laced right up the middle. It scored a single for Cam Johnson, so a 2-hit day for the Oklahoma commit. Now Fisher works to Wiggins as he fires back to first before thinking about home. Johnson can run. 8 stolen bases, is second on the team. And Andrew Wiggins can work a walk. 15 free passes is first on the Kettleers. Fisher stares down first. Checks it again, fires over there. His second sling to first is unsuccessful. Still no throw home to Andrew Wiggins. He's 1 for 2. He singled right after Johnson in the 3rd and struck out in the next inning, like Johnson. Fisher kicks, deals, outside half. Only 4 pitches into the inning, but 3 of them balls, and the one he threw for a strike was shot hard on a line by Johnson. The pitch outside catches the corner. 1-1. Wiggins, the first game against Bourne, played right here back on the 22nd of June. He went 0 for 5 with a strikeout and a walk. The second game, as the throw is down to first, not in time. Johnson back with a dive. Wiggins didn't take an official at-bat and walked 4 times. So 0 for 5 with 5 walks officially. Fisher checks home and goes to first. And at this point, it's like he's checking home and throwing to first primarily. He's made, I think, 6 pickoff moves over there to this point.
Him and Matthew Shorey.
Fisher facing first, looks home, fires. Wiggins showed bunt. The pitch was in the zone. He missed it. It's 1-2. No one out here in the top of 7, 3-1 ball game. Kets are up. Looking for win number 9. They're tied in the 5 spot in the West with Wareham with 18 points apiece. Fisher throws to first. What do you know? He's unsuccessful.
Even if none of the pickoff attempts have been successful, they've caught a couple of Kets dancing, primarily Dean West.
They got him twice, and they got Luke Matthews as well. Fisher checks, fires home, chopped straight back. Stays 1-2. No outs on the board in the frame. A runner on first. It's Cam Johnson who's been yielding all these pickoff attempts. I'll remind you all, 8 stolen bases this summer for him. Might have to look at the numbers, but wouldn't be surprised if he has the fastest 60 on the roster as there's another toss back to first.
Think we could find those stats? I feel like it'd be a little biased if we just asked the guys on the team, who's the quickest?
I think we could find out. Fisher lowers the glove to his belt. He fires home, and Wiggins, staying alive, just nubbed it off the end of the bat, and it went straight to a bat boy. Count holds at 1-2. 3-1 ball game. Cats have the advantage late here against Bourne. It's been close between the two teams each time they've played. 6-4, Cats won the last one. Fisher looks home, outside. Drew his catcher, Smithwick, off the plate, but he made a nice stab to keep it from going to the backstop. Wiggins re-enters the left-handed batter's box, the transfer out of Indiana. He's in left field today. He's 1 for 2. Fisher checks first, looks home, fires, it's low. Wiggins almost brought the bat around, but stayed patient on a pitch in the dirt. He's worked it to a 3-2 count. No one out. A runner on first, Johnson. The third baseman, Lewis, pinched in on the dirt. Fisher looks at first, fires over. Johnson back in time. Seven pickoff attempts in this inning by Fisher. The fire home in there, called strike 3. He got Wiggins looking. 1 down.
A lengthy at bat that worked up the pitch count of Colin Fisher. I mean, it was a full count, but it felt longer just with all the pickoff moves.
Keeping Johnson honest over at first. Here comes Case Sanderson. Having a great day at the plate. 2 for 2 with an RBI. Has a pair of singles. A throw to first. Not in time. Might as well get a couple in before you throw home. Fisher, in his third full inning of work out of the pen for Bourne, looks home, drops in a breaking pitch right down the middle, 0-1. 1 out in the frame, 3-1 ball game. Cats lead. Looking around the league here. After this pitch, Fisher fires away with a breaking ball. YD is up 4-1 on Falmouth. Wareham up 3-1 on the West Division leaders, Hyannis. Orleans up 5-0 on Chatham. And Brewster has already beat Harwich 5-0. The pitch, runner goes. Johnson, a late break, dives in. He makes it there in time. Stolen base number 9 for Johnson on the season.
And there were about 9 pickoff moves over at first base to keep him there. And at the end of the day, Johnson now at second base with a stolen base.
The pickoff's all for naught for Colin Fisher. Johnson wins the battle. Now he has a good lead off of second. Fisher's going to be looking back there. Here's the pitch, swing and a miss. It's 2-2 on the whiff from Sanderson, who plays his college baseball at Nebraska. He pinch hit in the first game against Bourne. Went 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. He came in after Jack Natilli got dinged on the wrist and had to leave the game. Smithwick leaps out of his position. He's going to jog out to talk with his pitcher. Just a quick chat to get his bearings out there as it's a 2-2 count. One down, a runner on second here. It's Johnson. 3-1 ball game. First run scored for Bourne in the bottom half of the sixth. Cotuit scored all three in the top half of the third.
And it's really just been that damage. Outside of that half inning, Bourne pitching has been solid. There's been three up, 3 down innings in there as well.
Matt Shorey, the starter, allowed 3 runs but struck out 7. Fisher, a pair of checks to second, a third, throws home. The 2-2 is outside. That diving breaking ball, Sanderson has not offered at it much. 3 balls, 2 strikes to the big first baseman out of Nebraska. Fisher holds at the belt, kicks, pitches. It's outside, ball 4. Sanderson works his 11th walk of the season.
And that is just the first walk issued by Bourne pitching all game long.
They've done a great job of pounding the zone in this one. Like you said, Chris, not many misses, but Cotuit getting more patient as the game draws on. This brings us to the top of the order. Dean West up to bat with 1 down. Runners on first and second. West taps the bat down, gives a couple practice swings. West swinging the all-black wooden bat in the left-handed batter's box. Here's the pitch, low and away. Fisher lost the hat on that offer, too. He's been living outside of the zone in the other batter's box to the lefties so far that dominate this Cotuit lineup. West is one of 7 true lefty bats here. Or I should say 6. Natilli, Matthews, and Farber all not true lefties. That pitch is high. Diving back to second in time is Johnson as they tried to backpick him there. Smithwick had a great throw, but Johnson saw it the whole way. It is a 2-0 count with 1 down. 3-1 is your score for everyone listening at home. The pitch in there, called strike 1. Third baseman Lewis stays pinched in over there. The outfield, a slight shift to the right of Dean West, playing him to pull. He has a single, a sac bunt that scored a run, and reached on a fielder's choice. The 2-1 pitch is high and away. West has worked a 3-1 count, and Fisher is searching for anything to hit the zone here. West is ready in the left-handed batter's box. Here comes the 3-1. That's away, ball 4. Fisher loads the bases with 1 out after a Dean West walk.
It's been great plate discipline the past couple of at-bats for Cotuit. Both Sanderson and West just showing patience.
Well, here comes Scott Landers to check on Colin Fisher. I think there's a chance this is the end of the line for him. He's gone 2 1/3 so far, and he's walked the past 2 batters. He did strike out Andrew Wiggins, but that's been the only out of the frame for him. And it looks like he's going to stay out there. Just a quick pep talk. Everyone returns to their stations. Landers back to the dugout. Whole infield back to their spots.
Looks like it's Zach Konstantinovsky warming up in the bullpen.
Another character that we saw in the first game.
Will say I didn't break out my binoculars for it, so don't take my word too strong.
I'll believe you. First pitch to Caden Bogenpole is taken inside a strike. Bogenpole is 1 for 3 with an RBI single. He was struggling coming into this game, was 1 for his last 17. But he has a base knock today. 0-1 count with 1 down, bases loaded. The pitch was checked on, low, no swing, says the third base umpire, Jake Brichta. Bogenpole DHing today from Missouri State. Standing 6'6" tall in the left-handed batter's box. Bats with a 3-1 advantage in the game score. Watches a ball outside. On third, it's Cam Johnson. On second, it's Case Sanderson. Dean West on first. Runners at all stations for the tall center fielder. The pitch. Inside, called strike 2. Count evens at 2-2. Only 1 out in the frame. If you're Caden Bogenpole, you just want to put a ball in the air. Corners pinched in on the infield. Here's the 2-2. That was close on the inner half. The breaking pitch just stayed in off the plate. It's the first pitch he's stayed on that side with. Trackman says that barely missed. 3-2 pitch. High ball 4. Caden Bogenpole tosses the bat away as he walks in a run. 4-1 Cats.
It's been 3 straight walks issued by Colin Fisher. Up until that point, he was really in command up on the mound. Now just struggling to find the zone, and it's been in credit to Cotuit hitters that are up in the batter's box with patience and not swinging at anything they don't have to.
Great approaches in the box. All 3 walks issued by Bourne pitching have been issued by Fisher. Now it's Ryan Farber, the switch hitter, batting righty. First pitch was inside, a ball on the dirt. Fisher just looking for some way to get out of this one. We're here in the top of the 7th. 4-1 is your score. Cotuit's up in Bourne. Runners at every station. A 1-0 count to Ryan Farber. The pitch inside, brushed him slightly off the dish. Farber, the utility infielder, on his way to Auburn by way of Texas State. Waves the bat over his shoulder, shoots it high in the air, just off the infield. Skipping back to make the play is Ryan Cooney, the shortstop. Leaves all runners on. 2 down now.
It was some high contact. Didn't get deep enough to bring in Sanderson at third base. Had that baseball had 15, 20 more feet on it, then you can make the case for Sanderson to sprint home.
Here comes Jack Natilli. He's coming off of a recent 4-game stretch where he hit 5 homers, including 2 grand slams, and promptly Scott Landers comes back out to the hill, and I think we might see Zach Konstantinovsky here soon. We'll give you more on the new pitcher in this situation here in the top of the 7th. It's 4-1 Cotuit with 2 down. Runners on every base with a new pitcher when we come back.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
Hey, it's Chris here. From Bean to Bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape.
New pitcher out there is Josh Gunther, the right-hander out of Wake Forest, standing 5'11" tall. He's not inheriting the best situation. Runners at every station with 2 outs. A ground ball could end it, but he's pitching against Jack Natilli, so they're playing the matchup game, going righty-righty.
Well, Gunther has had a summer of ups and downs, you could say, for Bourne so far. Through 6 innings pitched, he's allowed 8 hits, 10 runs. He's walked 9 and struck out 8. That has been in part mixed to being a starting and relief pitcher. This will be his 5th appearance on the season. He's started 2 games, but he's also recorded a save.
15 earned run average on the summer for Gunther, but they're going to bring him out to face the hottest bat in Cotuit's order. Jack Natilli has an 1,800 OPS in the month of July. We are 12 days deep into that calendar month. Gunther steps, kicks, fires inside a strike. Have to be careful against him if you're Josh Gunther. It's a 4-1 ball game. Cotuit's up on the Braves, and this one could be well out of hand with one swing of the bat. The pitch. Big swing and a miss. Natilli brought out the A swing for that one. Quickly 0-2 to the slugger. Natilli re-enters the box. He's got a hit today. A hard single. Here comes the 0-2. That hits Natilli, and that'll bring in another run. Here comes Sanderson to score. And that one hit Natilli square in his back.
You could see the way that Gunther reared back to fire that pitch. He was looking for any extra mile per hour he could get. And by the time he released it, just overexerted too much. The fastball went straight into the numbers of Natilli. He leads Cotuit in hit by pitches. As hot of a summer he's been having, it's also been a painful one.
That is the 8th time this summer he's been hit by a pitch. The first pitch to Nolan Stevens is chopped on the ground first base side. Foul ball, it's 0-1. So still runners at all stations. Dean West has made his way all the way over to third after a walk and a hit by pitch. Caden Bogenpull is on second. He walked in a run. And Jack Natilli got hit to score a run. Do you call that an RBI?
RHI, run hit in.
Something like that. Nolan Stevens re-enters. That pitch was away, and it looks like they're giving Natilli the RBI on it, so there you go. Stevens re-enters. He's had a tough day. 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Low and in. 2-1. Stevens, his summer has been streaky. He had his lone homer his lone extra base hit in that drubbing of Brewster, a 19-3 win over the Whitecaps. Here comes the pitch. Hit high into right field. Going back at the wall is Eloy, and he watches that one bounce over the wall. That should be a ground rule double for Stevens, and that'll bring 2 home. So Nolan Stevens drives one. And now they're saying that's a homer. A grand slam for Nolan Stevens. How about that? I could have sworn I saw that ball bounce over the wall, but they are giving him a grand slam. You will take that, Nolan Stevens. Well, it's a 9-1 ball game. 6 scored in the inning. The umpires are going to confer after that one. The official scoring is a grand slam, but I'm pretty sure I saw Kahio Eloy in right field put his hands up to single that was a ground rule double off the bat of Nolan Stevens. He drove it right over his head, and he couldn't quite get to it. And again, the fence out there is maybe 4 feet tall, so plenty small enough for a ball to bounce over.
I'll go ahead and call it as it is. It should have been a ground rule double. We saw it bounce. And I have no qualms saying that. They ruled a home run. That was a ground rule double. No other way to cut it.
Skipper Scott Landers is out there to have a quick chat with the home plate umpire, Will Bowers. He is not happy.
Now batting from Kent State, number 6.
Wow. Well, it's a 9-1 ball game, a grand slam for Nolan Stevens. The truth unveiled on that one. Matthews digs in the right-handed batter's box. The pitch, high, a swing and a miss from Luke Matthews. So again, it's a 9-1 ball game. Stevens hit one out to right field, and they call it a grand slam. 0-1 pitch is low. Ball and a strike. Two down at this point. The step and the pitch. High, chopped up top, high on the screen. This has been a really bizarre inning.
Bizarre is the right way to put it. You think you see everything until you look, and you haven't. First time I've seen what just happened.
Here comes the 1-2. That shot high in the air. A routine play for the first baseman, Braden Holcomb. Can of corn above his head for out number 3. A 6 spot for the Kettleers in the top of 7. Puts them up 9-1 over the Bourne Braves.
The Kettleers in turns and the very popular t-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. Located on Osterville and West Barnstable Road, Beacon Gardens prides itself on quality products and excellent customer service. Check out their tremendous assortment of garden products. That's Beacon Gardens, Osterville's premier garden center.
You'll be ready to power up when the power goes out with generator maintenance and service from RCA Electric in Mashpee. From preventative maintenance plans to 24/7 emergency service, trust RCA to keep your generator humming. Call us or visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. Generating trust.
9-1 ball game. Cats lead after a 6-run top half of the 7th. We're in the bottom here. Wyatt Halverson pitching with a massive lead after a Nolan Stevens grand slam. Cade Lewis steps in, then it's Gavin Kelly and Campbell Smithwick. 5 through 7 in the Bravos order. Halverson throws a low pitch, skips off home plate. Ball 1. So Nolan Stevens hits his second homer of the summer in dramatic fashion. 9-1 is your score. Another pitch off home plate, 2-0. So Wyatt Halverson in quite the comfortable spot. He's allowed 1 run. Initially it was an earned run. They took that off. So 1 unearned run to the tally of Wyatt Halverson, who's through 2 complete. This pitch, a fastball up and away to Cade Lewis, who's 1 for 2 with a single today. Lewis, the lefty. Then Gavin Kelly next to righty against the right-hander Halverson, who fires a fastball high and on the upper corner. 3-1 is your count. 9-1 is the score. Cotuit looking for win number 9. Swing and a miss on the high cheese. It's 3-2. So if Cotuit wins this one, they are leapfrogging, or well, yeah, they go up on Bourne if they win this game, as that pitch was outside. Ball 4 to Lewis. And it's funny because Bourne has less losses than Cotuit. They would go down to 9-12-1, or at least at this point. And then Cotuit would be 9-12-2. So they would have 20 points to Bourne's 19 and would come rather close to Falmouth and Hyannis, who are tied for first in the division. First pitch is skipped in Attili. He lost it for a moment, not long enough for the runner to go.
Now the only differentiating thing is Bourne does have a game in hand, as the Bravos had one of their games called due to inclement weather. So that is important to remember come playoff push time.
The 1-0. Low hits the corner. At any rate, this would be a valuable win for Cotuit against a divisional opponent. You hold them down for one more game, and they'll have their makeup soon. Gavin Kelly twirling the bat over his back shoulder. Hits one on the ground. Double play ball to Farber. Flips to Matthews. Throw is high, but in time to Sanderson to retire the batter and the runner. Lewis and Kelly down.
6-4-3 turned easy, and that's an infield that has seen a lot of moving parts for Cotuit this season. So Farber, Matthews, and Sanderson able to gel together for that double play.
Now it's Campbell Smithwick, the left-handed swinging catcher. Couple of strikeouts for him today. Wide base in the left-handed batter's box, takes a fastball low. Halverson working through inning number 3. He came in relief of Max Hogg, who twirled a nice 4 innings. 1 hit, 1 ball, 5 strikeouts. That pitch low in the corner. And Hogg to do that after the outings he had earlier in this season was quite the feat. Had an ERA north of 12 in 5 relief appearances. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Outside. It's 2-1. Darkness almost totally falling over the stadium here. A nice darkish blue hue takes on the sky. Sun setting back behind Upper Cape Tech. The 2-1 is laced on the ground to second. Playing it off the glove, Matthews throwing to first. Moving to his right, made the play. We're up 3 down. For the pitcher, Wyatt Halverson, he's down with 3 complete. We'll go to the top of the 8th here, 9-1 ball game. Catch up.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generatic automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Hi, Connor Shue here. Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Top of the 8th. Retaking the mound is Josh Gunther. Really got tagged up in his third of an inning that he threw. He allowed that grand slam to Nolan Stevens. That's still debatable, but he allowed 4 runs, 2 of them tabbed to him, 2 of them to Colin Fisher, the previous reliever. And that was the 1 hit he allowed. He also hit a batter, Jack Natilli, to bring in a run. So looking for some better luck here in the top of the 8th. Cam Johnson comes up to bat. Then it's Andrew Wiggins and Case Sanderson, exactly how the 7th started. In that frame, Cam Johnson singled. He eventually came around to score. He's 2 for 3 with a strikeout. He enters in a lefty-righty battle with the right-hander, Josh Gunther. The third baseman, Cade Lewis, is pinched in on the speedster Johnson. The first pitch, a fastball strike. Bullpen looks fairly quiet over there for Bourne. Looks like they might ride with Gunther for the full way. Some arms warming over in Cotuit's pen. Here's the 0-1 pitch, swiped straight back. It's 0-2. Gunther, 5'11", 215, stocky on the hill. He's working middle of the slab. Lights at full strength all around the park. Scoreboard glowing in right center. Gunther steps, kicks, unloads. That's ripped into right field. A 3-hit day for Camden Johnson as that one sunk for a base hit.
Johnson has shown flashes of a hot bat throughout this summer, and this is much like what we were seeing about middle of the season, at least what we've played so far, where Johnson seemed to reach base nearly every time he was up.
He's had his hot streaks. He got his batting average up to 270 at one point. He's hovering around 250 now. Here's the pitch to Andrew Wiggins. Slices it high and foul off to the left side, out of play. Drops harmlessly past the concession stand. Wiggins, his 4th at-bat of the evening. He's 1 for 3 with a pair of strikeouts. He's looking at an 0-1 count. That pitch is low, skips away. Johnson slides in with a stolen base. He's in second. That puts him at double digits. The second Kettleer this year to do that. Jaron Advincula has 11. I think it's about time we talk All-Stars. Jaron Advincula, Ryan Farber, Jack Natilli, the 3 Kets position players to make the game. Peyton Manka, the lone pitcher. Well deserved. An ERA hanging around 160 so far this summer for him in 15 innings. Gunther looks back at first, spikes a fastball. Johnson hustling for third, in there with a feet-first slide. Heck, you could call that a stolen base too.
I mean, even if that pitch was a strike, Johnson's so quick, he got down to third base in a hurry.
So it's a 2-1 count with no one down, and Andrew Wiggins is batting with a runner on third. And it's Cam Johnson. Grounds something on the right side, and he scores. Here it comes. Pitch is right down the middle. 2-2. Lewis stays pinched in. Joined by Cooney, Kojal, and Holcomb on the infield. Kojal at second is playing in the outfield. The 2-2 pitch is swiped straight back. Same spot as the first foul ball that Wiggins waved at. Johnson on third, a 3-hit day for him. Wiggins has one. Ketts have been peppering hits throughout the innings. Gunther into his motion, drops one low, 3-2. Ketts have hits in 6 of 8 innings to this point. 1 in the first, 5 in the third, 1 in the fourth, fifth, and eighth, and 2 in the seventh. And that was a 6-run inning. The pitch, laced high, tailing to the left field line, gets down a base hit, will score. Camden Johnson, and screaming into second is Wiggins. Gave a look at third, but he will stay with an RBI double.
It was a good piece of hitting from Andrew Wiggins. Just able to pepper one opposite field, down the line, and it was able to take a couple hops and get hung up in the fence, which allowed him to take second base in there with a celebration as well.
Still no outs in the frame. It's now 10-1 Kettleers. An authoritative lead over the Bourne Braves. A win here would put them over the Bravos in the standings. Case Sanderson digging into the left-handed batter's box. The pitch to him. Strike down the middle. Sanderson a slight crouch in the box. From Nebraska. Gunther, the Wake Forest righty. Kicks, whips one in there, a strike, swinging. Sanderson whiffed on a breaking pitch that was in the same spot as the last one. Darkness has almost completely fallen here. You can see some pink clouds out to the left behind the stadium, past the school. Gunther looks back, unloads the 0-2. Outside corner, got him looking with a fastball, and Sanderson in disbelief after the call. Dean West steps in, the center fielder, with a 1-for-2 day. A single, a sac bunt RBI. Reached on a fielder's choice as well and walked. He's reached every time up because he reached on that sac bunt as well. Wiggins on second for West. The pitch checks on a high fastball, no swing. 1-0 is the count, one down, 10-1 ball game. Cotuit up big. In a rematch of the divisional series in the playoff last year. That pitch is way high. The catcher, Smithwick, had to really raise the glove up to get it. Or actually, they've made a defensive switch. Kelly is behind the dish, coming in from left field. He's wearing the full West Virginia catcher's gear. Here's the 2-0. Swing and a miss on a fastball. West wearing his Bruin yellow and blue batting gloves. Re-enters the box. He played in the last game against Bourne. Watches a fastball strike low. He went 1 for 4 that game, scored a run and struck out. Andrew Wiggins is on second after bringing home a run with an RBI double. Two-two count. Gunther fires home, swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. Gunther is fighting his way back into this one.
He's been commanding the zone a lot more. This is his first full inning where he gets to work from the start of it. Again, came into this game with the bases loaded. A bit of a precarious situation to be placed in. So now that he's in control and handling the reins, he's looked a lot more comfortable out on the bump.
He's got Caden Bogenpole now. Not much easier of a competitor here in the box. Fires a first pitch strike. Now he's really dialed in that fastball. Bogenpole, the left-handed swinging designated hitter. Batting with 2 outs and a runner on second. More action on Cape. Chatham and Harwich. Well, Chatham beat Harwich 12-7 yesterday. There's a big cut and miss from Bogenpole. Wareham is beating Hyannis in the bottom of the 9th, 3-1. Hyannis has 1 down and runners on the corners, so they have a chance to walk that off. Orleans is up 5-1 on Chatham in the bottom of the 5th. Brewster beat Harwich 5-0, and YD got Falmouth 4-1. Pitch was outside. It's 1-2. So if Hyannis can walk this off, they'll be in sole possession of first place in the West. They were tied with 23 points with Falmouth coming into today. Wiggins dancing at second. The pitch well low. 2-2. With 2 down at this point. Cotuit with a stout 10-1 advantage on the Bourne Braves here in the top half of the 8th. Here comes the pitch. Swiped foul off to the screen on the left side. Gunther is through a full inning of work, has struck out 2 but allowed 3 earned runs. Wiggins, an intermediate lead off of second. Gunther kicks, pitches, it's in there. 3 straight strikeouts ends the frame. Kets do extend their lead, though, 10-1, entering the bottom half of the 8th.
Wake up to Cape Cod's finest coffee. Cape Cod coffee roasts fresh daily using only the finest beans. With a wide variety of options from light to dark, flavored to decaf, there's something for everyone. Visit locally in Mashpee Commons and off Route 130 in Mashpee, or venture over the bridge to Wareham Crossing, where each location offers a full bar and menu. Proudly sponsoring the Cotuit Kettleers, Cape Cod Coffee is passionate about our brews and our community.
Beacon Gardens is Osterville's premier garden center. You'll find everything you need to beautify your home at Beacon Gardens, where quality products and excellent customer service make them Osterville's premier garden center. Visit Beacon Gardens on Osterville, West Barnstable Road.
Boston Hand to Shoulder, trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people, brings you to the Kettleers' top of the order. They're the go-to team for Boston's professional athletes and people across New England. So if an injury is slowing you down, Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on Cape Cod. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Ryan Cooney, John LeGrand, Riker Waite due up to bat against Wyatt Halverson, entering his 4th inning of relief work for the Kettleers. He's going to match the starter, Max Hogg, who spun 4 complete, allowed only 2 base runners, and struck out 5. He was great. Halverson's been great as well. The left-handed right-handed swinging shortstop, excuse me. Ryan Cooney from Oregon steps in. First pitch is high at his eyes, a ball. Cooney's struggling this year, hitting below the Mendoza line coming into this game. Did hit 300 at Oregon, though. Big part of their middle infield. He rockets that one high and deep into left field, tailing foul, and it gets down just inside the foul liner. For a second, I thought the third base umpire, Jake Brickta, called that one fair. There were some shouts from Bourne fans over there, but that one dropped harmlessly, just barely foul. Maybe a foot from the line, and it was pretty close to getting out, too. He maybe hit that one, 320.
Oh, for a second, I thought that ball did clear the fence, just foul. The Bourne bullpen out in left field sure was happy about it.
I think they were trying to give the impression that it was fair. Halverson skips one in from before the dirt. It's 2-1. Middle infield playing deep. Farber and Matthews with their feet in the outfield. Johnson even with the bag over at third. Sanderson playing behind the bag at first. The pitch, laced foul, same side off to the left. Watch your head out there. Good handful of fans in that area. So it's a 2-2 count on a long foul ball. 10-1 is your score. Cotuit with a big lead. The 2-2 well high, and that almost took the head off of Cooney. Did a good job to duck. So it's a 3-2 count. Halverson looks home, takes a breath, kicks, fires, hit hard on the ground towards short range into his other side. Farber throws one well high and into his own dugout. Spits out. That one was maybe 5 feet above the first baseman, Case Sanderson. And they called that out of play, so Cooney will advance to second.
Whew. 5 feet is a significant understatement, Connor. I think that baseball was probably 20, 25 feet up in the air on the throw over to first.
Trying to give him some credit. Come on.
I mean, I love Ryan Farber, I do, and he's sure-handed at shortstop. But, man, I'll call it when I see it.
Just a bit high.
Just a bit high. We'll put it that way.
It's funny. We were watching the Yankees game earlier, and we saw Jazz Chisholm make a similar throw. He sent one maybe 30 feet above his first baseman and into the crowd. A souvenir, not how you would expect it. This one did not reach the crowd. So a runner on second for John LeGrand, who swipes it foul straight back. Would be interested to see the official scoring on this one. We'll find that out momentarily. LeGrand waving the bat over his head in the left-handed batter's box, skips it to the first baseman Sanderson, who flips to his pitcher Halverson to make the out. Cooney advanced to third, one down. So they're going to call that a single for Ryan Cooney.
It was deep to shortstop, even with a good throw. Farber, for a good, I'd say 50% of the time, is not making that throw. So it is a toss-up, but you err on the side of caution. And you just say he advanced to second on the air.
It's a fair point. So Cooney gets a single. Halverson fires a low pitch. Good stop by the catcher, Natili. Riker Wade is the batter in the left-handed batter's box. Has a runner on third. It's Ryan Cooney. John LeGrand bounced out to first previously. Halverson, an Arizona State Sun Devil. I don't know why, but the name Spartan sprung to mind for some reason. I got to be honest. So it's a 2-0 count, but The Sun Devil is part of a program as that pitch is just inside. It's part of a program that has yielded a college record 477 all-time draft picks. And in 2026, Wyatt Halverson is vouching to be 478 or, well, probably 490 at that point as he walks Wade on 4 pitches. You've certainly got a couple of prospects this year. Brandon Compton, the former Ket, projected to go early second round, late first.
There's a lot of baseball talent in the Valley of the Sun. And a good bit have seen time in a Kettleers uniform. You mentioned Brandon Compton. He's sure to hear his name called. One of the top 100 draft prospects in this year's draft. In fact, he's creeping up top 50.
He had a great year at school. His freshman year, continued it on Cape here last summer, and he was pretty good at school this year. Not quite his freshman production, but still good enough to hold the draft stock up.
Well, the draft coming up quick. It's always nice to see around Cape who gets drafted and who doesn't.
New pitcher is Dylan Scudder. Wyatt Halverson's day is done after 3 1/3. We'll come back with more on Scudder here in a moment in the top of the 8th. 10-1 ball game. Ket's up.
The Kettleers 50-50 raffle is brought to you by 4 C's Ice Cream in Centerville, the oldest ice cream shop in Massachusetts. They've been in business 91 years, carrying many of the same unbelievable flavors. Visit 4 C's Ice Cream and taste the difference. Get your 50-50 raffle tickets now.
From bean to bite, sip, savor, and share a moment at Cape Cod Coffee. Their 2 Mashpee locations include the perfect brunch spot at Mashpee Commons and a lunch and dinner restaurant with a full bar right off Route 130. Cape Cod Coffee has also opened a new location in Wareham Crossing where you can indulge in delicious breakfast, lunch, and dinner options. Visiting any of these locations will leave you absolutely thrilled. Cape Cod Coffee is a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers.
The Kettleers are sponsored by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 681 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Dylan Scudder, the new pitcher for the Kettleers, has yet to allow an earned run this summer. He's been really solid on Cape. Inherits a couple of base runners here with 1 down, relieving Wyatt Halverson.
Scudder on the season. This will be appearance number 5. He's worked 5 1/3 innings already. 5 hits allowed, no runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts.
His first opponent is Braden Holcomb, the hero of the first Bourne Cotuit matchup of this season. Drove in the winning run on a single to win 5-4 in that contest. Scudder starts him off with a fastball strike. So there's runners on the corners. Cooney is on third. Riker Waite is on first, aboard with a walk. Scudder set at his chest. The 6'7" right-hander is ready. First base side of the rubber. Runner goes. It's low. They're not even going to test him. Waite slides in safely. Waite, one of 7 All-Stars on this Bourne roster. It's him, Kahio Aloy, Cade Lewis, John LeGrand, Will Whelan, and Jonathan Stevens. That pitch was inside. 2-1. I think my math was wrong. That is 6 All-Stars right there. Regardless, that's a pretty good amount. You'll take 6. Scudder's ready on the hill. He's got a 2-1 count, fires home. That is ripped high and deep into center field. Chasing it down is Dean West. That one is over his head and bounces over the fence. A ground rule double drives in a pair. Cooney comes in to score, and Waite comes in to score. So we had a situation earlier in this game where the bases were loaded for the Kettleers, and Nolan Stevens hit what looked like a ground rule double. We watched it bounce over the fence out in right field. It was pretty close. Kahia Aloy, the right fielder, put his hands over his head to signal that it was a ground rule double, but the umpires called it a grand slam and confirmed it after conferring, maybe a minute after, saying, no, that was over the fence. And this time, a similar play as that's a strike to Cam Kojal. That one was a similarly well-struck ball. This one out to deep center, and it one-hopped the wall. The center fielder, Dean West, did the same thing, putting his hands over his head, but this one was confirmed correctly, a ground rule double. Chopper straight to Scudder, gloves, fires to first. A hard throw. Got the runner, 2 down.
Number 25,
Yeah, I'll tell you, when that ground rule double happened, everyone who was a Braves fan here, including the Braves dugout, Braves dugout and Braves bullpen, started saying, hey, why wasn't that called a home run for us?
And it's fair to say, after what we saw on the Nolan Stevens quote-unquote grand slam, I think we can safely call it that.
Well, that's how it is in the stat sheet.
Scudder fires a low fastball. It is a 1-0 count to Kahia Aloy. He's only played one time this summer against Cotuit. Got a base hit when he pinch hit back on the 28th of June. Scudder throws the 1-0. Big swing and a miss. Kahia swung out of his shoes on that one. Scudder's got a 1-1 count after a big cut and miss. There's a runner on third. The pitch, low. Natili stopped it in the dirt. Braden Holcomb is the runner on third. He hit a 2-run double earlier in this frame. It is a 10-3 ball game. Cotuit up.
Good strikeout opportunity here for Dylan, the big ticket Scudder. Oh, man, couldn't keep it together.
2-1. High chopper towards third. Stopped and gunned to first in time. Nice stop by Sanderson. Got him in time. Side retired by Dylan Scudder. The big ticket gets rid of him. 10-3, Cotuit leads.
The Kettleers interns in the very popular T-shirt toss is brought to you by Paul J. Casalt & Sons, certified roofing experts, proudly serving Cape Cod and Plymouth since 1927. If you've got roofing, siding, or gutter needs, let the Casalt family take care of your family.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all, from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
Kettleers Baseball is brought to you by Mid-Cape Oral Surgeons, the maxillofacial surgery and dental implant center of South Yarmouth. Doctors Thea Herodis, Meyer, and Sarapak are the Cape's leading experts in oral biopsies, wisdom teeth extractions, and dental implant reconstructive surgery.
It's a 10-3 ball game. Cotuit up in the top half of the ninth. New pitcher out there, Colton Hartman, the left-hander out of Louisville. Pitched to an 11.65 earned run average this past year at school. Not the greatest spring for him. 22 earned runs in 17 innings pitched. He pitches against near the middle of the order for the Kettleers. It's Farber, Natilli, Stevens due up. Hartman's the left-hander. Farber, the switch hitter, batting right-handed. Hartman deals a ball down low. Hartman actually pitched last summer for Cotuit in 7 2/3 innings. 4 games, 1 start. Man, he struggled there as well. He did strike out 9, but allowed 13 earned runs. Swing and a miss on Farber. He's looking for production more similar to his freshman year. 5.90 ERA, 8 starts, 37 strikeouts, and 29 innings pitched. Farber, the batter. Hartman comes set, glove at his chest, brings it down, and slings in a fastball strike. 1-2. Hartman, tall left-hander, 6'3", from Lebanon, Ohio. Another one in that list of country names as little towns in Midwest states. The 1-2. It's a high fastball. Any Lebanons in Colorado?
No, not that I can think of. We've got Colorado Springs.
We're just fishing for stuff to talk about at this point.
That we are.
It's a 2-2 count to Farber. 10-3 ball game. Ket's up. Looping pitches sent foul over our heads. It's a 2-2 count. Farber swinging it right-handed. Hartman steps, kicks, deals the 2-2. It's an outside pitch. 3-2 is your count. Jack Natilli on deck. And Nolan Stevens in the hole. Hartman takes a breath. Kicks, steals the 3-2. It's high, ball 4. Jack Natilli steps in. Sorry, go ahead. Whoa, hold on. Got a copyright read to do.
Okay, I'll mute myself.
This broadcast is a copyrighted production of Cape Cod Baseball League. Oh my, that was a swing and a miss if I've ever seen one. Jeez. Let's do that again. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League, as that is socked high in the air and foul. Long strike 1. Let's try that for a third time. This broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. That's incredible. Swing and a miss for Natilli. Our new soundboard has some fun effects on it. First time we've really tested them out.
That was under the request of Cassie Baker.
Just throwing her under the bus.
Well, she requested it.
Fair point. Here's the 0-2 pitch from Hartman. Swung on, hit high in the air, foul over the netting. Pops off the top of a building. It's rolling down to some fans and some kids screaming in there for it. Someone gets the ball in. A couple of our fellow interns are really egging these kids on behind us. Fair enough. 0-2 is the count. Here's the fire home lifted. Same spot. Oh, it's over the house this time. Stays 0-2. 10-3 is your score. Cotuit up on Bourne. Counts 0-2. Farber's on first to Colton Hartman. Natilli up to bat. Swings and chops one straight into the catcher. It stays 0-2. Nolan Stevens on deck. Luke Matthews in the hole. Crowd is cleared out considerably here at Doran Park. Braves are down 7 in the top of the ninth. Here's the pitch, socked towards the dugout of Bourne. Wow. Jeez. Let's rein it in here. It's 0-2 count, still. I think this is pitch number 5 of the at-bat here to Jack Natilli. Hartman fires one over to first. I think that's a real depiction of the state of affairs here. That's swung out and fouled straight back. Natilli in quite the fight in this count. Fans have completely exited this one, so crickets is pretty fitting. Pitch number 6 of the at-bat. Still an 0-2 count. Natilli has fouled 4 straight off. Hartman fires home. It's a high fastball that almost got Natilli in the face.
Yeah, he's already been plunked once this game. That one probably would have been a little bit more painful.
Farber's on first with a walk. 10-3 ball game here in the top of 9. It is pitch black here. The 1-2, low, just missed the corner. That was close. You just chuckled over there.
I think you're laughing at things that aren't happening, man.
I'm thinking about the soundboard. That's on me. The pitch to Natilli. Hits it high in the air. That one's tailing towards the remaining crowd here. Bounces in front and some fans scampering down for that one. Watch out, they're sliding into the fence that's protecting them from the rest of the grass. Hope no one got hurt over there. Jeez.
We'll say one of our interns, Finn, plays football at the collegiate level, and he's not utilizing that.
Pitch is high, 3-2. Jack Natilli working quite the AB. It's a 3-2 count. No outs here. The pitch, laced straight back. Natilli is working a bear of a count here. That was pitch 12 of the at-bat. Colton Hartman has yet to get a batter out. He walked Ryan Farber, and now he's in quite the battle. Same magnitude of, I won't finish that sentence. 3-2. That's laced straight back. Well, we do it again for pitch 13. Or no, this is 14 at this point, actually. Hartman has been all over the zone, but Natilli's just been fighting everything off. Do we call his shot? Big fly number 6 coming up?
Call it. Name it, claim it.
Well, you heard it here. Hartman, the 3-2. Swing and a miss on a fastball inside. He wins the 15-pitch marathon against Jack Natilli, who swung and missed at a fastball inside. 1 down.
That was just a resilient battle from both parties. You're up in that pitch count already with 1 out. I mean, At this point, you're not throwing anyone but Hartman out on the mound.
Now he faces Nolan Stevens, who hit a ground rule double that was ruled a grand slam a couple innings ago. One down in the frame. Farber's on first with a walk. It's a 10-3 ball game. Cotuit's up big, and we're playing through here in the top half of the ninth. The Braves scored 2 in the bottom half of the eighth. That pitch is on the corner. It's 1-1 to Nolan Stevens. Stevens is 1 for 4, 3 strikeouts, and what was called a grand slam. Stevens on his way to Oklahoma by way of Mississippi State watches a ball below the knees. Colton Hartman locked in a 2-1 count. Here's the pitch. Hit hard, a rocket on the ground to the first baseman. Holcomb, who blocked it and stepped on first in time. That might have been triple digits.
It was extremely quick off the bat. Hey, Holcomb was in the right position. Had he not been, that ball's getting past him 10 times out of 10. He was able to just knock it down with his body, almost like a hockey goalie.
No chest protector for that one. So that had to sting just a little bit. First pitch to Luke Matthews is a strike. He's 1 for 4 with a double. 0-1 count, 2 down. Farber's on second after advancing on the ground out. Infield playing fairly even. Here's the 0-1 pitch. High fastball. Roughly eye level to Matthews. The Kent State Golden Flash. 10-3 is your score. 12 hits for the Kets. 5 for the Braves to score their 3. Here's the 1-1. Lifted high into foul territory. Bouncing over the house behind us. 1-2. Roughly 50 fans in attendance at this one. Currently. 1-2 is your count. The pitch. Looping curveball is in there and ends the inning. Hartman gets out of it. 10-3 is your score. Last chance for the Braves up.
The Kettleers Call to the Bullpen is brought to you by longtime Cotuit residents Pat and John Callahan of Kinlan Grover Compass. With over 4 decades of experience in commercial lending and real estate, Pat and John are the go-to choice for all things in real estate in Cotuit and surrounding towns. Visit them at 618 Falmouth Road in Mashpee. That's the Callahans from Kinlan Grover Compass, proud sponsors and longtime fans of the Kettleers.
Boston Hand to Shoulder are a proud sponsor of the Cotuit Kettleers. Trusted orthopedic specialist for athletes and everyday people. Their expert team treats everything from sports injuries to everyday wear and tear, helping patients of all ages get back to what they love. Boston Hand to Shoulder is now on the Cape. Call 617-965-HAND for all your hand and upper extremity needs.
Be safe and comfortable in your home in any season with a Generac automatic standby generator from RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee. RCA does it all from consultation to installation to maintenance. For more information, visit rcaelectric.com. RCA Electric and Generators in Mashpee, generating trust.
It's a 10-3 ball game here in the bottom half of the ninth. Dylan Scudder out here to shut things down for the Cotuit Kettleers. He's working against Cade Lewis, Gavin Kelly, and Campbell Smithwick. He got through a scoreless frame back in the 8th. Scudder fires home. First pitch strike to Lewis. All fans have cleared out of this one as it's getting pretty late, past 9 o'clock here at Bourne Park. Stevens fires the 0-1. Hit on the ground off his glove. He barehands it and flips underhand to first in time. One down.
Now batting from West Virginia, number 7, Gavin Kelly.
Gavin Kelly steps in. The right-hander, he's moved from left field to catcher. (10-3) is your score. Moving at a snail's pace through this final inning. That didn't work.
It was funny.
Thanks, man. It has been quite the long frame here. That smashed foul. It's 0-2. Oh, 2 is your count. Scudder trying to get out of this one ASAP against Gavin Kelly. Chris, where are we going to eat after this one?
No clue. Didn't think about that one.
That's hit against the screen, foul.
I'll tell you what, you mentioned Chick-fil-A. That's actually in the opposite direction. So that's off the table.
Could make an adventure. Out to the Chick-fil-A. Made it there after the win over Hyannis on the road. Here comes the 0-2. Flare out to right field, chasing it down and making the grab is Nolan Stevens for out number 2. We're 1 out away from getting out of this one. The big ticket looking to shut this one down after 2 scoreless.
I'll tell you what, the big ticket's had a good season.
He hasn't allowed a run yet.
Dylan, the big ticket Scudder, out here from Bryant, and he's shoving.
The big ticket has yet to punch a ticket in this one, but if that's how we ended the game here, I'd be pretty satisfied.
I think that would just put the icing on top of a very, very nice cake here.
The Kets are well on their way to a 10-3 victory here, so long as Scudder gets this batter out, Campbell Smithwick. Here's the 0-1. Chopper towards third. No punchy, but the throw to first is in time. And the big ticket punches his ticket to a victory. We're overusing that now. It is a 10-3 ball game. Cotuit, they're victorious. They improve to 9-12-2 on the season. Bourne down to 9-12-1 after this one. First thoughts, Chris?
Well, it was a good bounce back for the Kettleers, looking to get back in the winning side of things. They continue a torrid July. Took advantage of some crooked number innings. Kets played at 3 runs in the top of the 3rd, 6 runs in the top of the 7th, and those proved to be the difference makers.
The Kets can go home happy after this one. Some good pitching from Max Hogg, who went 4 innings shutout.
I thought that was people behind us, and it terrified me.
Dylan Scudder went 2 scoreless to finish this one out. And on the offensive side, our players of the game, Camden Johnson went 3 for 4 and stole a couple bags. Andrew Wiggins, 2 for 4 with an RBI double. Case Sanderson went 2 for 3 with a walk. And finally, the truth, Nolan Stevens hit a grand slam that probably should have been a ground, well, not a ground out, a ground rule double. I think this has been our best post-game show yet.
Oh, man. It's been the most entertaining for sure. Just a lot of good still to take away. I mean, Nolan Stevens, even if you'd count if you count it as a ground rule double, still 2 RBIs to his name with that one. That really broke open the game for Cotuit, who it was a battle for a second there against Bourne. Cotuit did score 3 in the third, but at that point, Cotuit was held scoreless for 3 straight innings, and the Braves tacked on 1 in the 6th. And at that point, it's a much closer game. You bring in Wyatt Halverson, and you're thinking, okay, how do we extend into our bullpen? You kind of go into this game the mindset of, hey, it is a bullpen day. You're throwing Max Hogg out on the mound. And I think before we dive into kind of the rest of the game and how it went well for the Kets, a tip of the cap to Max Hogg. You come in as a reliever, you're thrown into the starting role, and the thought is, okay, if you can get 2-3 innings out of Max Hogg, doesn't have to be scoreless if he allows a runner a 2 spot. That would be that would be solid for him. But I mean, for him to go out and throw 4 scoreless innings, only allowing 2 base runners, a walk and a hit, striking out 5, that sets the team up for success, and Hogg was able to do just that. Can you get a grip, man?
Well, Max Hogg, he won't earn the win, but Wyatt Halverson will with some solid work out of the pen. Went 3 1/3, allowed 2 earned runs in his victory. So Max Hogg, probably your player of the game if you got to pick one guy, but again, got to give respect to Dylan Scudder, who went out there and threw 2 scoreless. And then a bevy of offensive players who really just did their job in this one. Overall, I mean, it's good when you have trouble picking someone to really highlight in this game. What is that face?
I'm just sitting here.
Chris is on the brink of laughing, just staring at me right here in the first base line at Doran Park. It's been an interesting post-game show, but we hope we've been entertaining you guys so far.
I mean, by the time it was a 10-1 ball game, all you could really do is sit, watch, and wait for that one to end. The Kettleers did a good job of jumping out to a lead and holding on to it. You do surrender a couple of runs in the bottom of the 8th, but at that point, you've already built up a phenomenal 9-run lead. And at that point, you're just out there to help the game finish up. And Dylan Scudder able to get some more innings out of the bullpen, boost up his numbers a little bit throughout the season. Did surrender his first, well, no, he did surrender a first run. But overall, just a great day altogether from a couple of guys from the bullpen.
And momentarily, our sideline reporter, Brooke Kilgore, is going to have a quick chat with Nolan Stevens, who hit the grand slam in this game. Really broke it open, made it a 9-1 ball game. So we will hear from him pretty shortly from Brooke Kilgore.
Well, it's always great to catch up with Nolan Stevens. Whole lot of truth in what he says.
All right, we're ready whenever. Hey guys, thank you for throwing it to me over here. I'm here with outfielder Nolan Stevens. Grand slam, love to see it. 2nd home run of the season. First of all, out at the at-bat circle, on deck circle here today. What were you seeing out there?
My first 3 at-bats, I think I struck out 3 times in a row. So, it's really easy to be in a bad headspace going into a 4th at-bat, especially after struggling. I didn't really let it affect me going into my 4th at-bat. And, I got something to drive. I got a heater in the zone, and I was able to get it out.
Definitely. You were very confident about your home run. We saw you trotting past second. Did you know it was gone immediately?
I thought it was because no one said anything, but it's also, I feel like we're playing at Fenway Park. It's about 360 down the line to right, so.
Love to see it. Love to see it. You mentioned it a little bit there about not letting the previous at-bats get to you there. What were some changes that you made on that home run play?
They started a really good pitcher. I think it's a Vanderbilt kid. He was a sidearm lefty. Just a tough matchup for our whole lineup, I think. But I think as a group, we did a really good job against them. For me, I just wasn't seeing him very well. And they brought in another guy, left-hander from Arkansas. He looked pretty good too. I just, again, wasn't seeing the ball very well. Not a lot of fastballs in the zone my first 3 at-bats. I was getting a lot of off speed. I kept looking for heater, and I got one in the 4th at-bat, and I jumped on it.
All right. Well, thank you so much for your time. We're throwing it back to you guys in the booth.
Thank you, Brooke, and thank you, Nolan, for running through that part of the game. 10-3, Cotuit got the victory over the Bourne Braves. And we're going to go to Brooke here in a second with her second interview. Max Hogg, the starting pitcher, went 4 scoreless in this one. So we'll hear from those two momentarily after Hogg's first start as a Kettleer right now.
All right, welcome back over here to the on-deck circle. Brooke Kilgore joined by starting pitcher Max Hogg, who had a phenomenal day today. 4 scoreless innings, 5 strikeouts, to say the least. You set up the Kettleers for success in a 10-3 win over the Bourne Braves tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I knew it was this spot start. Coach called me last night, told me I was starting, so just tried to do everything I could for the team to win today. And, I mean, we played a great game all around, in my opinion. 10 runs. We only gave up 3 on the staff, so not much more than you can ask for than that. But
Practically a month ago at this point, you guys came here to Durand Park and lost it in walk-off fashion. You guys come here and practically dominate in that 10-3 score that you just mentioned. What were some of the changes that you guys made, at least in the bullpen?
I mean, yeah, that was definitely a tough loss last time we were here. I mean, kind of the same thing every day. We just try and keep getting better and better as a staff and as a team as a whole. I mean, everyone has some good days and some bad days, so you just got to keep pushing through. But, yeah.
Definitely out there. And tonight you got to work with an all-star backstop here, Jack Natilli, who's been phenomenal. What has your experience been like working with him?
I mean, he's great. He's awesome. Every facet of catching, throwing, framing, calling the game. I mean, in my opinion, you can't get much better than him. So I love throwing to him every game. So.
One final question for you. You're one of 2 kids from George Washington representing them in the Cape League this year. What does that mean, knowing that you're one of the very few to represent from your college?
I mean, it means a lot. I mean, we had a couple kids here last year. I'm one of 2 this year, so hopefully we keep bringing more and more kids in the future. But I just trying to represent my school. So.
Hey, thank you so much, Max. Really appreciate your time. Back to you guys in the booth. Really.
Thank you again, Brooke, and thank you, Max. A great outing for him, for Nolan Stevens, and the Kettleers in general. They're victorious 10-3 in this one. Their 9th victory of the season. Their second over the Bourne Braves. They improved to 2-1 against them on this season. Towards the middle part, they've looked pretty good, and
I'm so sorry.
Now you need to pull it together. Jeez, what are we doing? Well, I think the word for this one is fun. It's been a fun one, Chris.
Yeah, it has been. It's been a great game to watch. Kets get back on the winning track, and it's against a Western Division opponent. Cotuit will now jump Bourne in the standings.
So Cotuit gearing up to go back home tomorrow for Bark in the Park Day. I think we're pretty excited for that.
Woof, woof, woof.
All right. Yeah, someone cut off this guy's mic. Jeez.
No, it's going to be a fun one. All the animals in the park. I mean, we don't have a dog, but we could, if we had, we could bring. We could bring a dog, find a dog.
Oh, so how exactly are you going to do that?
I'll tell you what. I adopt, don't shop, go to a local humane society.
Well, Chris and I might have a dog in the broadcast tomorrow. That's your spoiler for tomorrow's game at home. Bark at the Park at Lowell Park at 5 o'clock. Woof. As we go to Brooke Kilgore with Lauren Hibbs here momentarily.
All right, thanks, guys. Back here with manager Lauren Hibbs following a 10-3 sweep over the Bourne Braves tonight. Coach, last time you were here at Durand Park, it was a bit of a different story, a walk-off hit and a loss for the Cotuit Kettleers, and here you guys rewrite history.
And Halverson was pitching, too, and so it's good to see him get back out here and do really well. Good bounce back from last night with all the craziness that was happening last night. Good job by our guys, coming on the road and beating a good team. So Haug was outstanding. Halverson was really good. We kind of got things going offensively as the game went on. So it's a good night.
A little bit of a slow start out of the gate there, but then 3 runs in the top of the 3rd inning to get you guys started. What did you see change?
Well, we just keep playing. We've been talking about that all summer. So after the 4th of July, guys kind of get a little bit fatigued. I get that. Both teams maybe looked a little bit fatigued at times, but you got to show up and play. So you got to post up and do the best you can every single day.
One of the bigger calls tonight, that Nolan Stevens grand slam. Some people were wondering if it was bouncing or not, but how did you know that was going to be a home run from your outfielder?
It was a home run. Yeah. It's a home run. So that's what they called it. And really good swing. He struck out 3 times in a row, and he's maturing to the point now where he doesn't let that kind of affect his 4th and 5th at bats. And that's a sign of a young player that's maturing, and we're proud of him.
All right, well, thank you so much for your time. For the final time tonight, Brooke Kilgore throwing it back to the booth. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you again, Brooke. Thank you, Coach Hibbs. And I think to finish this one off, I think we're going to bring our host family's dog, Max, into the broadcast booth tomorrow. So, stay tuned for that and more on Cape League TV. So, for Chris, Brooke, Sorka, and me, Connor Shue, we're signing off here after a 10-3 victory for the Cotuit Kettleers over the Bourne Braves. Everyone have a good night.